Check this out.
Your unofficial Rob Brown lockdown.
Represents being real. Yeah.
Real, unfiltered sports talk. Manufactured locally for the Carolinas.
Lockdown.
This is the Rob Brown Show.
Get robbed.
Only on
The Fan Upstate.
Please and thank you, so we can get our sound working here. Get button stuck. And look, it's only a brand new station, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a brand new time. It's only a brand new day. Yes, it is. I am Rob Brown. The Rob Brown Show's on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Welcome in, my friends. We told you we had a major announcement, and this is it, folks. We are not a brand new station, but we have a brand new game in town, kids. We are now CBS Sports Radio and The Fan. It's an all-new lineup. It's an all-new time slot for ya boy. Glad to have y'all, man. Listen, we have been telling you for about a week now that there was something big coming. We've been telling you for about a week now that we had an announcement that impacted this show, impacted the station, and most importantly, impacted you guys as fans. And here we are. This is it. This is it, folks. The great one, Lonzo, is out. He is on the old vacation, ladies and gentlemen. He will make his triumphant return on Monday. But my man T2, a.k.a. Tim Snow, filling in on the ones and twos for us this week. What's up, big dog?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Listen, it's early.
It's very early.
for those of us that have been coming on the air at noon for Check's Watch 2 years, to make the switch and now have to be here at 7 o'clock in the morning. Mornings, and there's a scientific term for this. Mornings, Tim, suck. They just, I'm not a morning guy, all right? It just is what it is. I'm not a morning guy, but we got a job to do. The best damn sports talk radio show in the South is not going to do itself, and I make the sacrifice for you, the listener, ladies and gentlemen. I woke up this morning. The alarm went off at 6 a.m. because the world hates me. The alarm went off at 6 a.m. I popped out of bed, mainly because my dog wouldn't shut up because she's like, oh, somebody's awake. I'm awake. Let's go. Got here at 7, settled in, cleaned up the show because this is the new time slot for the Rob Brown Show. From this point forward, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right here with you on the Fan Upstate. 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg, and of course, on the interwebs, if you go to thefanupstate.com, thefanupstate.com, it is right now going to take you right to our media player. You go to thefanupstate.com. It's going to bring you to the media player. You push the play button, and you are going to go live with us, the Fan Upstate. The website, thefanupstate.com, by the end of the day will be uploaded, and it will go back to having our regular website. So you'll actually get all the sports news and information, ladies and gentlemen, that you are working for, that you are looking for, that you are waiting for. But for now, it's just going to take you to the audio player. You click play, and you're listening to the best damn station in all the nation, the Fan Upstate, live and in living color. And, of course, by switching over to CBS Sports Radio and the Fan Upstate, you're getting a brand new lineup, ladies and gentlemen. From 6 to 9, you're getting the DA show. My man Dan is going to take you from 6 to 9 every morning. Phenomenal show. I've been listening to him for years in the past. Then, 9 to noon, you get, ladies and gentlemen, according to the South Carolina Broadcasters Association, the best sports talk radio show in all the state of South Carolina. That would be this guy, the Rob Brown Show, from 9 to noon. Noon to 3, you're going into the jungle with the grandfather of all sports talk radio, Jim Rome, carrying you from noon to 3. And then 3 to 7, Mark Ryan and Offsides alongside Diesel, carrying you through the end of your workday, ladies and gentlemen. It is a stellar lineup. It is awesome to have you, and dude, we're stoked. We're excited. And if you couldn't tell, I have a new hat, ladies and gentlemen. That's how big this is. We made hats. You don't make hats. What do you make hats for? Easter hats, Kentucky Derby hats, New Year's Eve hats, baseball hats. That's it. That's the lineup of things that you make hats for, right? You don't make hats for anything else. Everything else is just a hat. You go buy a hat. You go get a hat. You make a hat for big occasions, Tim Snow.
So you can't just wear a hat just to wear a hat.
No,
it has to be for something.
No. You can wear a hat for anything you want. I wear a hat every day of my life.
I was just making sure because
What I said was you make a hat. You have a hat made for only the specialist of special occasions. You make a Kentucky Derby hat. You make a hat for your Easter Sunday outfit. You know what I mean? You make a hat for New Year's Eve. You get you the hat with the year, like the 2023 on it or whatever.
I still want to see your Easter Sunday hat. I want to see that.
I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that. I'm just saying people do. All right. Listen, I just need examples of special hats, Tim. That was all. All right. Don't rip me apart here, man. I just needed special hat examples. We made hats, ladies and gentlemen. We made hats. I'm rocking the new hat, the Fan Upstate hat right now on the Facebook stream, which you can do too. Go to our Facebook page, go to our Twitter page, or go to youtube.com, search The Rob Brown Show, and you can get that there. Go to youtube.com, search The Rob Brown Show. You can like and subscribe to my channel. We broadcast every show live via stream. Go there and see the hat. See the hat.
It's a great hat.
Yes. Let's see. We got a couple of things, a couple of folks already on the Preferred Home Services text line at 71307. The text line number stays the same. The Preferred Home Services text line at 71307. And our new keyword is FAN, F-A-M. Start your text with F-A-N, FAN, and it will filter right into my very beautiful eyes, and I will read them with my sultry, seductive voice on the radio for you. 71307 is the Preferred Home Services text line. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N, and I'll read your text on the air. We also have a new call-in number, ladies and gentlemen. It is 844-FAN-PHONE, but like F-O-N-E, because our boss is a millennial. You know, you got to spell it cool. 844-FAN-PHONE, 844-326-3663. 844-326-3663. Save it in your phone right now. The old speed dial. Set it up. Hey, Alexa, call ESPN Upstate. And she's going to dial 844-326-3663. And you jump on the air live with me. For those of you that have been with me for the past 2 years from noon to 3, that have jumped over to be here with us 9 to noon today, sincerely, thank you from the bottom of my cold, icy heart. It means the world to me that it meant enough to you to jump over. This is the noon time slot. I know it interferes with your personal schedule. My people called your people. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. But this is our new time slot. We are here with you when you get your workday started. We are here to take you up till lunchtime. And then the godfather of sports talk radio, Jim Rome's going to take you from noon to 3 from now on. But for those of you that are listening to this time slot daily, and you're going, wait a minute. Where's my old show? Ladies and gentlemen, this show right here, this your new show. This is your new show. This is part of your morning now, and you'll like it. Actually, no, I'm going to say that much more gentle. That sounded like a threat.
Yeah, it did.
It did. It sounded like a threat. You will like it. It will be fun, enjoyable, pleasant even. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is now 9 to noon every day. So to those of you that hung out with us on a daily basis, sincerely, thank you for spending the last 2 years with me in that noon to 3 spot. I loved being on during the lunchtime hours. It was incredible, but this is a big opportunity for me, a big opportunity for this show, a big opportunity for this station, the Fan Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg. We are jacked about the new lineup, about the new look, about the new feel. And for those of you that have tuned in and went, where's the old show? The old show's gone. You got me now. Welcome to the Rob Brown Show Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are glad to have you. Lots of texts, lots of tweets coming in already here on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Texter says, Rob, get the sleep out of your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, this giant aluminum, this can, this is what keeps the sleep out of my mouth. I tell you, Tim Snow, if I'm waking up at 6 a.m., one of two things is happening. I'm killing something or I'm coming to talk football. That's it. Those are the two things. If I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, something's going to die. A fish is getting gutted, A, or B, I'm coming in here to talk sports. So if I got to get, because here's the thing. I tell people this all the time. How many of your friends would love to wake up, go talk about football for a few hours and get a paycheck for it? Most of them.
Yeah.
Most of your friends.
Most of them.
Most of your friends. So if the worst thing in my life is I got to get up at 6 a.m., but the end result is that I'm here in this chair at 9 talking sports with you, it's worth it. I'll live. Texas says, let's see, make this quick. I'm missing the Rise Guys. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, Joe. Actually, just talked to the Rise Guys because now we work, our show bumps against theirs. Just talked to them down in the elevator going downstairs to grab a bagel. Good dudes, man. Matt and I are awesome. And wait, there's more. They don't know. Well, they do know this yet because Lonzo has told them. But, you know, we do on this show, we do Fight Club on Thursdays where we talk all things combat sports across the upstate. And it's been Thursday at 2:20. Now it's going to move to Thursday at 11:20. But as part of the Fight Club, we are going to have Matt Man and 9 from the Rise Guys and probably Fat Boy 2 come in and talk wrestling with us. So our wrestling segment just got better because now we've got the best damn morning show on the FM dial. That's not this one, obviously. The Rise Guys are going to join us to talk some wrestling with us on Thursdays. Looking forward to that. Let's see. Texas says, Fan, I love the new lineup. Good. I'm glad. That's what we're going for, man. Look, change is startling sometimes, especially when it's unexpected, right? Because we teased this to you guys, but we didn't tell you what was going on, right? Change is startling to people. Change can be, especially when it's unexpected, when you just wake up one day and somebody goes, hey, remember that thing that you've been doing every day for the last 2 years? No more.
Well, hey, I work here. I just found out this morning.
Yeah. Literally, our sales team found out yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't spring this on just you guys. Like, this was a thing that those of us working for the Fan Upstate, like, we've been working on it for a minute, like making sure the lineup's good and making sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted and making sure the hats and the shirts were done. And it's been all under wraps. We pulled the trigger on it today. But look, sometimes you got to shock the system, right? Like, sometimes you just got to blow it up.
A little change has never hurt anybody.
No, man. No. Texter says, are you on the Odyssey app? Well, funny you ask. Yes, we are. Grab the Odyssey app on your smartphone, laptop, tablet, PC, digital devices. Download the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Search The Fan Upstate, And once you grab The Fan Upstate, ladies and gentlemen, once you get The Fan Upstate, you, my friends, are going to be able to listen to the live stream at your leisure. Grab the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Can also go to thefanupstate.com, thefanupstate.com, and it will open a player for you as well, and you can listen there live. Texter says, Fan, you said Tim Snow, but it sounded like Tombstone, and that's how radio nicknames are born. Yes, it is, Tombstone.
Okay,
Yes, it
I'm
is.
down with that.
I don't hate that.
I don't either.
Worst nicknames.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time. And Texter says, I'm scared for Rob's liver and the amount of Monster he drinks.
Me too.
Texter, I think you missed the part where I said 6 a.m. alarm. All right, I will damage my long-term health in order to be here and yell loudly into a microphone at 9 o'clock in the morning. You're welcome. Let's take a break. Back after this, we got more to talk about, including, this may shock you, sports. Right here on The Rob Brown Show and the new Fan Upstate.
Made for upstate sports junkies. You eat sports like food every day. Get hooked on the Rob Brown Show.
Now 9 to noon.
Okay.
Upstate.
The QC.
Ryan tells it like
Live
it
right here.
is.
According to everybody,
There is a QC.
Zion Williamson was a very good
Does
kid.
Lonzo normally? You said
You know,
Lonzo.
good kid.
QC's me.
Comes from a good
Okay.
But is it a
family.
commercial or
He's
is it a lie?
likable.
That's a
He's
lie.
funny.
Okay.
He's got
So
a gleeful
put a stop at
enthusiasm
the end
for
of
the
this
game.
commercial,
What's
and I'll
going
go
on?
ahead and do it.
He can't
At the
say
end of
no
the
to
commercial.
Twinkies.
Yep. Put a stop at
He's
the end of this
out all
commercial,
the
and I'll
time
come back
injured,
for it.
This
And
one.
they add a
Yes.
star.
So
the ratings and the downloads.
I
by
forgot to
being
explain this
true
to you before we go on.
and by
StreamYard,
being the source
all of
of
the
sports
audio
that you know
comes
you can
through
get truth
your mic
from.
on
A
StreamYard.
texter says,
Okay.
So
"Pick
make
off
sure
the
your mic
Angry
stays in
Birds on
utility,
Twitter, aka
and
my
don't
fellow
mute on
Gamecock
StreamYard.
fans,
You're still turning
all
your
the time.
mic on and off like we
because
do
what
when
I
we're on the air.
believe
Like
about
if
their
you're going to go
program
in, you turn it
will
on.
piss
If you're
them
not
off.
talking, turn
We
it off.
said last
But
week,
leave this on.
USC
And
means Southern
for
Cal in
funsies,
49 states.
everything we say during the breaks is going on StreamYard.
Means
Yeah.
the UNC
So
Tar
stop
Heels
with
in
all the
49
cussing,
states.
Tim, is what I'm
That
saying.
is
Like,
Okay,
when you were
I'm
cussing
not
me
gonna
out before the
cuss
show,
no more.
I don't want to hear it.
University itself, South
I don't
Carolina,
cuss. What are you talking about?
changed
Cuss?
their name
I'm a
to
good
U
person.
of
I don't do that
S.
kind of stuff.
Kowtow to
All right,
the
let's
real
see
Texas.
here.
If you want to be the real
What do we got?
Carolina, you got to be
King
better
says
than
super
North
pumped for the fan.
Carolina.
Thank you, Kay.
At something.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Number one for real afternoon
Yes,
sports
and
talk.
yes, there are going to be
Offsides
some
with
early
Mark
morning
Ryan.
alarms. How do you say the word alarm? Like alarm clock. How do you say it?
Alarm?
Upstate.
Everybody makes fun of me because I say alarm, right? They're like, there's no O in the
Ride
morning.
with big news.
And
The
so
Fan
when I want to
Upstate
say
is here
alarm,
now.
I'm like
CBS
alarm, like I'm from
Sports
like.
Radio,
It's like caramel.
Carolina
Like people that say
Playmakers,
caramel
the
and
DA
caramel.
show mornings at
How do you say
6. Rob Brown at a new time.
you
So you
say-
don't even know. You got to think about it.
I use now because I'm confused now because I don't know how to say it. So yeah, sometimes I think about it. Caramel usually.
See, I'm caramel.
Caramel.
Weird, huh?
Diddy, I suspect when you come in here and you talk to the boss and you tell him you want a shirt and a hat, buddy, you have insider access, my man.
On the 106.3 WORD.
Brandon says, digging the show in the morning, something to pass the day until lunchtime, so no lunch breakdown. Yes, there will be a new and updated version of the lunch breakdown, which will debut probably Monday. Unfortunately, the sounder that I started putting together for it was not finished and ready. It may possibly, question mark, show up by the end of the week, but probably on Monday. I'll ask you guys in the stream. Here's the special access. Hold, please, stream. What happened?
BTB report midday. It's not
Skip it.
playing.
Play something else.
Pre-spring in South Carolina means using the AC.
Yeah, if something goes quiet, just hit play on the next thing. All right, so for those of you on the stream,
HVAC specialist will
here's
give
your
your
special
system a
access.
thorough checkup.
We have two options for the new version of the lunch breakdown, which is the
HVAC system.
A,
your family or business
the brunch breakdown,
heating and air call today.
Or B, the water cooler cheat sheet. I used to do this segment back when I did this time slot in my old town. We called it the water cooler cheat sheet because you're at work, you're getting set for your break, you're going to go stand around the water cooler, which I don't think anybody actually literally does anymore, but you know what I mean. So the brunch breakdown or the water cooler cheat sheet, you guys tell me what you want in the chat below. The brunch breakdown to the water cooler cheat sheet.
And you can get it online. Just go to 4hims.com/free.
It was
You'll get a
the
free medical
What did
consultation.
I say it
Discreet
was?
shipping if prescribed.
BTO
A
report.
100% online
Yeah, it's the
process
midday
and
something.
trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off.
Oh,
that's right.
That's right.
Switch
Get
it.
generic
Hold,
for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra,
here.
but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with
That's
zero
fine.
copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back.
There we go.
To start your free
Yeah,
online
it's
visit,
nothing
you need to go
planned.
to this exclusive
Like, I mean, it was
address,
planned here, but it wasn't.
forhims.com/free.
was no audio.
That's forhims.com/free for your free online visit. forhims.com/free.
Wesley had IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Jeez, you guys got long breaks.
I seriously thought I was going to lose everything.
Wesley
How
called
long is it?
Optima Tax Relief.
Should be-
Our breaks over there for Charlie James.
Optima
or
Tax Relief
way
came
shorter
through
than
with
that?
These should
flying
be
colors.
I
Hops
saved an
for
incredible
minutes.
amount of money. Call Optima Tax Relief.
Yeah, ours
Don't
are
trust
way
anybody
shorter.
else.
Oh, okay.
Call Optima for
How long is this one? Like
Call
4?
800-935-7144. 800-935-7144.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
My favorite
No,
thing about the
that's
Upstate
too
is the
many.
pride I sense in each.
Oh,
of
you know
that
why?
you're
'Cause
from
you
here.
moved
It's
those,
evident in all you do.
top of the
Since
hour promos.
1916, Smith and James.
Oh,
Homes
was
Close
I
has
not
been an
supposed to do
Upstate
that?
staple.
No, it's
They
fine.
are the fabric.
Okay,
of
then
the
I'm not gonna do
community,
that.
Yeah,
literally.
no.
And
So
Smith and
top of
James
the hour
thrives
is just
because
when
they
the top of the
succeed.
hour hits
That's their
legal
mission
ID
to
into the
make
show
you look
intro.
your best.
I got
And
you.
we don't have to.
If they can make me
Just
look
let the
good,
promos
they
be.
can
The
do it
promos
for
should be
anybody.
Okay,
buzzing
all
around.
right.
Yeah.
The before
I got
picture.
you.
Visit
All right,
Smith
let's
and James
see.
At 222 Trade Street in Greer or at their new location.
Philip says, recap, please.
Visit
Just
them
saw
online
this.
at
Philip,
smithandjames.com.
we are now the Fan Upstate. That is the new station brand, the Fan Upstate. We are CBS Sports Radio now. All new lineup. We got the DA show from 6 to 9. Your boys 9 to noon. What's that?
Coming back.
Perfect. Jim Rome 12 to 3. Trey asked what's going 12 to 3. Jim Rome's 12 to 3, and then Mark Ryan 3 to 7. Like normals.
Get in the game on the Rob Brown Show.
Only on the Fan.
The Fan.
Upstate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The Rob Brown Show. Back on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. What's happening, y'all? Good to be with you. I am Rob. T2 Tim Snow filling in for the great one, Lonzo. Lonzo will rejoin us on Monday, but Tim's here along for the ride today, tomorrow, and Friday. Lonzo schedules his vacations like distantly. Lonzo's like, okay, here's my schedule for my 2026 vacation. Right?
Yeah, he does.
Distantly. And talk about bad timing. He just happened to schedule his vacation on the week that the rollout of the new brand was falling, right? Because we got to work things out between the old brand, the new brand, getting the imaging in, et cetera. And it just happened to be that this is the week that it made the most sense for us to change over. Just happened to be the week Zoe's on vacation, but worry not, friends. The great one makes his return on Monday. In the meantime, glad to have T2 along for the ride here on the show today. So if you missed the announcement earlier in the day, ladies and gentlemen, we are now the Fan Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg, and on the interwebs. Thanks, Al Gore. By going to thefanupstate.com, thefanupstate.com. If you go there right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you go there right now, it is going to open up a media player for you. You just listen to the station live, right? So here's your day. You wake up, you go to work, and then you get to work, and you're like, oh, man, I got to be at the desk because, the 9 to 12, let's be honest, 9 to 12 is where we do work, right? After lunch, come back from lunch around 1, 2, you're just like, I'm just go till 5. Just make it to 5. Just make it to 5. Make it to 5. 9 to 12 is when you're doing your work, right? So what we want to do is make sure that you've got something on to keep you inspired, motivated, and energetic. And that's why we're bringing you the most energetic sports talk radio show in the upstate from 9 to noon. So when you get to work, right, you have a radio at your desk because it's not 1954. So there's no radio at the desk, right? You don't have the old transistor to fire up. Open that little box-shaped thingy in front of you, the computer. Open that, go to thefanupstate.com, www.thefanupstate.com. When you get there, it's going to open up a media player for you. And once you open up that media player, you'll be able to listen to the Fan Upstate 24/7, 365. You, ladies and gentlemen, are welcome. I even did the finger guns for that. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
All right? You're welcome. So, glad to have you. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Texas says, Rob, really the alpha and the omega of the Fan Upstate foresaw this, and that's why he's on vacation. Again, like we knew it was coming, right? We knew the rebrand was coming, et cetera, but we didn't have a hard date until we had a hard date. And then it's like, this is the day. And Zoe had vacation. And listen, Lonzo deserves vacation, ladies and gentlemen. He has to put up with me 3 hours a day. If there's a single person in the upstate that deserves a vacation, it's the guy that is responsible for me publicly 3 hours a day. All right. He deserves vacation. So obviously this is a work in progress for us, right? This is going to be something we are working on, upgrading, continuing, moving forward with over the next couple of days. There's going to be new imaging. There's going to be new sounds. There's going to be new sights. There's going to be no smells. Don't ask. It's weird. But this is obviously going to be a work in progress, something that just kind of evolves day by day. So listen, like I said in the last segment, I am aware that change is weird, right? Especially when it kind of hits you out of the blue. Like we just clicked this bad boy over at midnight. We've been rolling hard ever since. Change when unexpected is hard. Trust me, I understand. Trust me, I get it. But these changes, I think, are going to be exceptional, not just for the station, but I think for you guys. I think the lineup that we have here for you on the station, genuinely, I think is the best sports lineup that you are going to find anywhere in the upstate. I mean that, right? Like we open with the DA show. That is a strong syndicated show. 9 to 12, you get the Rob Brown show, which you may or may not have heard me mention before. So I'll go ahead and mention it here. The Rob Brown show last year, and I know that guy, really handsome guy. The Rob Brown show last year won the South Carolina Broadcasters Association Sports Talk Radio Show of the Year Award, right here 9 to noon. Then noon to 3, the godfather of sports talk radio, Jim Rome, is on your radio noon to 3. And then at 3 o'clock, we hand it over to the second best sports talk radio show. No, I'm just kidding. We hand it over to Mark Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, for Offsides with Diesel and Mark Ryan. You will not find a more interactive show in the upstate than that show. The local lineup is as strong as you can get. The syndicated lineup is as strong as you can get. We have a brand new bottle of resources to uncork to help supplement what we do locally. It is going to be awesome, and I hope you'll stick around for it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run to a break. When we come back, amigos, we should probably talk sports here on the best sports talk radio station in all the nation. The Rob Brown Show is right here on the Fan Upstate.
Sound off on the preferred home services text line.
71307. Keyword fan.
You're listening to the Program Show, only on the Fan.
Upstate.
Ooh, that was fun. Keegan says, I've never had a job with it. You've never had a job with it. Well, you work, well, you haven't always worked from home. We have 3 water coolers on this floor. How do you not have a water cooler? Where do you get your water at work?
North Carolina moving
I
on
want
to the
filtered
Sweet
water,
16.
all right?
They'll take on South
All right,
Carolina
I want a
this Friday night at
Dasani
7
water
o'clock.
filter.
North
Why?
I want
Carolina,
a
the
Fiji
5th
water
seed,
filter.
South Carolina, the top seed.
Why,
The winner
though?
advancing to the Greensboro
Because
Regional
I'm bougie.
Final on
You're bougie
Sunday.
like that?
They'll take on
Bad
the
and
winner of
bougie or
the
just
Iowa
bougie?
State Creighton
Just
matchup. Tigers coach Courtney Bangert on Monday's win.
To say I'm really proud to be bringing
All
it
right,
to you
kids,
this
give us
Sweet
30
16.
seconds. We shall be
These
right
guys
back.
trusted
We got to
me.
keep toying
You know.
with stuff.
listed and
Going back on
searches for
stream.
available
All right,
coupon
stream,
codes
where we at?
and
Let's see what
automatically
we got.
applies them at checkout. Plus, it's
Can I
free.
be first announced on
You
the
don't
new
even
CBS
need a
affiliated
Capital
Rob Brown
One
show
card
at a
to use
default
it.
hot dog?
That's like hitting a hole in one without even trying. Capital One Shop. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you.
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say.
If it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then
Okay,
there's
yep,
the Mosers,
one more regular break.
who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a deer.
Stop by Church's for the high-flying flavor combination of our Texas tenders and shrimp meal today. It's butterfly shrimp alongside made-from-scratch Texas tenders, served spicy or original for $6. Church's, welcome to the great state of flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
More than the scores. Real sports talk for real sports fans.
The Rob Brown Show. Now 9 to noon.
The Fan
Upstate.
Well, would you look at that? The Rob Brown Show's on your radio at 9:35 in the morning. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the all-new Rob Brown Show, 9 to noon right here on the Fan Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg, and around the world by going to thefanupstate.com. There's a media player that'll open, and you can listen anywhere you have an internet connection and a speaker. Do it on your smartphone. You can also get the Odyssey app, A-U-D-A-C-Y. A-U-D-A-C-Y. Search the Fan Upstate. Click the little heart icon, and you can listen to the Rob Brown Show 9 to noon every day right here on the show. Steven writes in on the stream, which you can find by going to youtube.com and searching the Rob Brown Show. Says, can I be the first on the new CBS-affiliated Rob Brown Show to announce that a default hot dog comes with mustard, chili, and onion on it? That is all. No, it does not. No, it does not. That's a chili dog. I don't know. Listen, we had this conversation at noon. Now that I'm on at 9, it's not a new conversation. A default hot dog is a hot dog in a bun. Everything else that goes on it is a condiment of your selection. And if you put chili on it, it's a chili dog. All right. I have ingratiated my behind off here in this community. I've tried to make myself as much a part of the South Carolina upstate community as I possibly can. But the one spot I'm going to fight y'all is that a hot dog does not come with chili on it. That's a chili dog. All right. It just is. It just is. Text just says 71307, the preferred home services text line. Start your text with FAN. We'll read them on the air. Inject the changeover into my veins. And maybe some sports here soon too, Rob. Well, since you asked ever so kindly, Texter, I guess we can get into a little sports talk. Question mark? Sure, why not? 2 bits of news for the Carolina Panthers yesterday, which, by the way, for those of you that are in the noon to 3 habit, ladies and gentlemen, don't you worry, we got you covered. We have got Rashad Beard, who has been ever so gracious and will change his schedule up. Rashad will now join us at 9:30 on Thursdays, both live on the stream and on the air. 9:30 a.m. on Thursdays. Rashad Beard, host of the Panther Nation podcast, is going to join us. If you are new to the show, if you're a 9-12 listener and have not been ingratiated into the Rob Brown Show landscape yet, worry not. You're going to learn to love Rashad Beard. There's not a dude who loves and is on top of Panthers news and notes more than Rashad Beard. He'll start joining us coming up at 9:30 tomorrow. But 2 bits of Panthers news today, and we start with this. The Carolina Panthers have restructured the contract of running back Christian McCaffrey. Remember, McCaffrey was thought to not be on the trade block, right? The Panthers weren't shopping Run CMC to the rest of the NFL, but the reports were that the Panthers were taking phone calls about trade offers for CMC. The rumor is that CMC was being shopped was being asked of the Panthers by other teams and is now still a Carolina Panther. Since then, the Panthers have signed 2 genuine starters for the OL. The offensive line is already better at this point. They have signed 2 middle linebackers to breathe life into what was the worst unit on the defensive side of the football, the linebacking core, and they brought in Johnny Hekker, one of the top 3 punters in the National Football League, hoping you don't get a lot of use out of him next year, but we'll see. But Johnny Hekker, who won the Super Bowl with the Rams last year, is now a member of the Carolina Panthers. And they're probably not done, which we know now because the Panthers have restructured the contract of Christian McCaffrey and cleared up an extra $5.5 million worth of cap space, according to NFL Network reporter Tom Pelissero. That adjustment now moves the team to $29.6 million in salary cap space. The Panthers have the most salary cap space in the National Football League right now. They have more room to make free agent moves than any other team in the NFL at this point. And you've got to assume, and I think it's fair to assume here, you know what they say about assumptions? Don't make them. That's how the phrase goes. You've got to assume that the Panthers did not restructure the contract of CMC and create the most salary cap space in the entire National Football League to not use it, right? 29.3 or 28.39 mil on the table to be burned through in free agency. They're not done. The only team that's even close, the Houston Texans, have 28.39 million. The Panthers have 29.06 million on the table right now. That's money, man. That's burn money. That's money to be used, and I like it. I like it. That's huge, man. That's absolutely huge. That's big money for the Panthers to play with. Now, we also got the news yesterday that Carolina was looking at the potential return for one more season of Cam Newton. And look, I like it. I like it. All right. I think that is the right direction to go in. I think that's the right call. And I think it's the right call because I think you got to go draft for a quarterback at the 6th overall, right? We've been saying offensive line. And that was the right thing to prioritize. But since then, the Panthers have added 2 starters to their offensive line. Their offensive line is already better. Now, ask any quarterback, and any quarterback will tell you offensive line's the most important priority on the offense, right? Doesn't matter how good your quarterback is if he's getting murdered every time he takes a snap. So by adding an offensive line here, that's big news. That's big time. That's what you got to have. And they've done that, which frees up the 6th overall pick. The Panthers sent everybody in the house to the pro day of Kenny Pickett. Everybody. They sent the they sent the quarterback's coach. They sent the head coach. They sent the GM. They sent the assistant GM. They sent the offensive coordinator. They sent multiple scouts. Everybody was in the house for Kenny Pickett. Now, the one reason that I'm 50-50 on whether it's Pickett or Malik at 6 overall, right? The one reason that I'm 50-50 is because of that, I say fact, suspicion is more accurate. The suspicion that most of us following Carolina football have, that Matt Rule's got 1 year to save his job. He has got to produce this year. And the suspicion is that if Matt Rule's got 1 year to save his job, Malik Willis is the pick. And Malik, by the way, looked real good. In that pro day yesterday. Looked real good. Was dropping dimes from 55 yards out. Good. So, the Panthers look like they're all in on Kenny Pickett. That's why they sent everybody and their mama up to Pittsburgh for the Pitt Pro Day. But it is smokescreen season. And if you're the Panthers and you think there's even a suspicion in the air that somebody might trade up into the top 5 to snag the quarterback out from you that you want, you would go all in to sell them that Kenny Pickett's the guy you want. So that if somebody jumps into the top 5, they grab Kenny Pickett, and Malik Willis is still sitting right there for you. And who better for Malik Willis to spend a year training under, learning from, than Cam Newton, right? The guy's athletic. I'm talking about Malik here. The guy's athletic. The guy's got a big arm. but he can make plays with his legs. Who better for him to learn from than Cam Newton? It's the perfect setup. And at this point, I am convinced it is the direction the Panthers go. You throw up a smoke screen to make everybody believe Kenny Pickett's your guy. You send everybody to Pittsburgh for the pro day so they go, oh, damn, Carolina is on Kenny Pickett. Then you draft Malik. Right? If anybody jumps ahead of you, cool. They take Kenny Pickett, Malik's on the table. If nobody jumps ahead of you, so what? You still got the guy. And if Matt Rule can take Malik Willis, get a good rookie year out of him, he can go to David Tepper and Scott Fitter at the end of the year and go, wait a minute, we were close, right? We were close. Look at Malik's growth. He learned from Cam. Next year, he's bona fide and ready to go. It's set up. It's right there in front of Carolina. And if somebody jumps up and take Malik in front of you, all right, you got Kenny Pickett. You got the guy that McShay and a handful of others believe is the number one quarterback in the draft. You can't lose. That's the right way to go. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We will wrap up hour number 1. The Rob Brown Show, now 9 to noon, right here on the all-new Fan Upstate.
The Rob Brown Show, now 9 to noon.
Offsides with Mark Ryan, 3 to 7 p.m. Real sports talk for real sports.
I think I figured it out. That was.
The Fan Upstate.
Jim Rome and
This is the 4 minutes of news right here, or 4 minutes of commercial.
You were this close. You had it.
Right, and there's
it
not
was
another
this
break
close,
between
and
you
the
and another
Rams
set
ripped
between
it
your
from you. Do
Uh-uh.
not come up in here and say that it was the refs, or try to tell me that the fix was in, or the league.
How many
wanted the Rams
minutes
to
do we
win.
need here?
Yes, they were terrible throughout the game, but they've been terrible all season, and they've been pretty terrible for a number of years now. They did not cost you that game.
Jim Rome and the Jungle.
Okay, well then I'm confused. Then.
CBS Sports Radio.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Fisher is different? How? Don't you just ride the wave?
Nope. We actively manage client portfolios based on our forward-looking views of the market. In times like these, we understand the clients want proactive communication and guidance.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we get to know our clients so we can tailor their portfolios to their specific
was nothing
goals and
here. It
needs.
was just
We
the
even
set-
offer resources on Social
You set-
Security, Medicare, tax efficiency, and more. Our
That's why I
primary
thought it
goal
was
is to
the
help
end.
them achieve a
Because
comfortable
normally they have an extra
retirement.
set mode at
But
the
you
end.
still sell investments that generate high commissions, right?
No, we don't
No,
sell
I can
commission
give you
products. Fisher
the-
Investments is a fiduciary,
the-
the highest standard for a
whatever it's
financial
supposed to
advisor.
be,
It means
and
we're
then
there
make
for
4
our
minutes
clients
here
who always
and
put their
make it
interest first.
So when do you make
I
more
don't
money?
know, 'cause I
Only
don't
when
have
your
the
clients
log.
make more money?
I
Yep,
start
our
moving
fees are
things around.
transparent,
I'm not getting
structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us.
But I
Fisher
kinda have to
Investments,
do something.
Clearly different money
Tony
management.
said it's an
Investing in securities
autofill,
involves the risk
which
of
means
loss.
you should play
Whether
music,
it's a
push
bad
play,
hip,
and it will
nagging
build it
back
that
pain,
break
or a
auto.
hip that has you hobbling, nothing matters more than getting you back to feeling your best. As South Carolina's most preferred orthopedic provider and official team doctors for the Gamecocks and Tigers, Prism Health provides all the care you need. With more expertise, more technology, and more locations closer to you. We're doing
There's like
even
6
more to
minutes
help
right
you be
here.
your
6 or
healthiest
7
you.
minutes. Right
Here?
Prism
No,
Health,
this on
the
the
orthopedic
break after
experts.
this.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
There's no
Tell
like
me more.
execute
is
workflow
non-invasive
or
and it's used
anything
at
that's
home.
automated.
It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of
Anything
colon
like that.
cancers.
It was just 2 seconds.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Tony, man,
God.
look, I
Oh my
understand.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It did it again.
Just push play. Just
Like everything's gone. It like you scroll down, scrolls down to like the bottom, and like everything is like gone.
Are we coming back here? Is this us?
No, I just put music on. I guess we can.
Yeah, we'll just come back. There's no point.
All right, I got you.
Just fire a bumper. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Rob Brown Show back on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. I'm Rob, T2, Tim Snow, filling in for the great Malonzo. Returns on Monday. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us, being a part of the show. Want you to be a part of it, man. We want you to be a part of it. That's why we've got the brand new call number is up, 844-326-3663, 844-FAN-PHONE, F-A-N-F-O-N-E. 844-326-3663. You can also text us on the Preferred Home Services text line at 71307. 71307. Start your text with FAN, and we will read them on the air, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to do that. I want you guys to be a part of the show. Look, the goal that both me and Mark Ryan have established is the reason we are the Upstate Fan is we want to be the voice of the Upstate Fan. The reason we are the Fan Upstate is because we are built for you as fans here in the Upstate. So we want to make sure that you guys are not, I don't want you to feel welcomed in the show. I want you to be compelled to be a part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going for here. All right. So we told you a little bit about what the Carolina Panthers are looking at in the last segment. They have restructured the contract of Christian McCaffrey. The running back is now about $5 and some change million cheaper salary cap wise than he was before this, which opens the door for the Panthers to make more free agent moves.
Maybe
with that extra cash. The Panthers have more salary cap space than anybody in the National Football League at this point. And here's the thing. We have talked about the positions that we think are of interest for the Carolina Panthers, which are, of course, offensive line, quarterback, because, again, you're not going to roll – well, I don't think you're going to roll Sam Darnold back out there. Offensive line, quarterback, edge rusher, and linebacker. Well, they have since signed 2 linebackers. They have since added 2 offensive linemen, which leaves finding a starting quarterback out there and finding an edge rusher out there. That's the spot. So I went and I looked down the free agency list. Who's available right now in free agency that the Carolina Panthers could make a power play for? And guys, there are a number of names that fit right into those slots. How about Jadeveon Clowney, right? Bring a Carolina kid back. Guy's got better than average production available as an edge rusher right now, coming out of his contract with Cleveland. How about Bobby Wagner, the linebacker out of Seattle? Gives you a good outside pass rush option and fortifies that linebacker position a little bit more. How about Melvin Ingram coming off of his contract with Kansas City? Now, all these guys are a little bit older, but they give you veteran experience, which I think the Panthers locker room is going to need. They give you veteran experience, and they set you up with contracts that aren't going to eat the whole $29 million up, but they put some talent into positions that you need on the spot. Derek Barnett out of Philadelphia is a free agent. Calais Campbell, the interior defensive lineman might be able to add something. Justin Houston and Jerry Hughes of Baltimore and Buffalo, respectively, are both in that mix.
Yeah.
And there's no shortage of offensive tackles. How about wide receiver, right? We know that you just re-signed DJ Moore to 3 more years. You know that Robbie Anderson looks like he's on the trade block right now. So why not go wide receiver? Jarvis Landry is out there. Will Fuller is out there and available. Heck, if you want to make a power play, Odell Beckham Jr. is technically a free agent. Now, the Rams have made noise about wanting to bring him back. The Rams have made noise about getting him back in. But why not make a play, right? You got money to burn. Why not make a play? We mentioned Landry and Fuller are both out there. Marquez Valdes-Scantling is out there. Ty Hilton, A.J. Green, Emmanuel Sanders. Again, a lot of these guys are on the wrong side of 30, but you're not looking for lifetime contracts here, right? You're looking for 1 year. You're looking for 1 year to build something here. And I think that's the way you handle it. Having this much salary cap money with this many free agents out there is absolutely enormous. It is a huge opportunity for the Carolina Panthers, and it's one that I do not want them to miss out on, right? The last thing I want to see is Carolina go into this season with that much free agency money and not make moves. But Rob, why would you make a hard play now, right? Like, you know that the division is Tampa Bay's one more time. You know that New Orleans has Jameis Winston, who was playing at a high level before his knee popped on him. They're going to be back in contention. Why would you? Here's why you make a move. One of the reasons that Carolina struggled to get a Deshaun Watson, to get top-tier free agents, is because largely you've been irrelevant. Now's your opportunity. You've got cap money. You can offer these guys contracts that not a lot of other teams have room to offer them. Bring in 2 big names, 3 big names, and just make yourself relevant. Just make yourself relevant. You make yourself relevant, and next year, suddenly it becomes significantly easier to talk those big name free agents into coming and playing for you. It just makes sense. All right, let's do this. Let's run to our final break of this hour. We'll come back here in just a minute. New clock, y'all. We start right at the top of the hour. My name is Rob Brown. The Rob Brown Show is 9 to noon, right here on the all-new Fan Upstate.
A tradition of mine is to pick up at least one new college polo each year, and I'm always trying to find something that nobody else has. If you're a Clemson or South Carolina fan, let me tell you, Smith & James.
All right, Tony, I see your comment there in the chat, buddy, and look, I'll tell you what I've told people. I understand that change is shocking, especially when it's kind of out of nowhere, and I know that this kind of came out of nowhere, and I get it. But I will also tell you that the reason that I am genuinely excited about this, I don't wear things on my hat that I don't like, right? Like I don't wear things on my hat I don't genuinely like.
Hey guys, did you know
the reason I like this is CBS Sports Radio provides us with a lot of resources that we were not provided with before. Provides us with a lot of access we were not provided before. Provides us with a lot of off-the-air resources that we have not had before, and
to the biggest brands.
On top of what I think is a really strong lineup, on top of what I think is a really, really strong lineup, it also allows us a little bit more freedom with how we run our local shows. What we say on our, not what we say, we've never been editorially restricted, but just the freedom of how we construct our shows, how the clock wraps around our shows work, et cetera, et cetera. So, look, as I've said about my show for many, many years, it's not for everybody, right? I know that not everybody likes the style of radio that I run, but that's another thing I like about this lineup is there is something for everybody. There is a different style show on in every time slot. From 6 to 9, 9 to noon, noon to 3, 3 to 7. There's a different style show and a little bit something different for everybody. And that's why we podcast our local shows, right? So if you like the Rob Brown Show, but you're listening in the afternoons, you can go to the website and pull the old podcast. And once you pull the old podcast, you can listen to my show around the clock.
tax issues.
You hate my show? Trust me, you're not alone. You can, if you're working 9 to noon, but you don't like my show, you can go to the website. You can pull Mark Ryan's podcast, and you can listen to that. You can tune into the Odyssey app or the website, thefanupstate.com, and listen to any show at any point, right? Like, we want to make it accessible to where everybody has something they like, and that something that they like is available to them whenever it is time for them to sit down and partake in some sports talk goodness. So, again, I know not everybody's going to like everything, but it is what it is.
WFBC HD3 Greenville, the official sports voice of you, the Upstate Fan. CBS Sports Radio. An Odyssey station.
Man, check this out.
You're on official Rob Brown lockdown.
Represents being real. Yeah.
Unfiltered sports talk. Manufactured locally for the Carolinas.
Lockdown!
This is the Rob Brown Show.
Get robbed!
Only on
The Fan Upstate.
KC Chiefs Chad writes in and says, Rob, how are you on this early? Monster energy drink. That's how, Chad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to hour number 2 of the new Fan Upstate. The Rob Brown Show is now 9 to noon right here on the Fan Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg, all around the world on the Odyssey app or online at thefanupstate.com, thefanupstate.com. I'm going to get into all of that. And I want to start with this. Listen, those of you that have sent messages in, I don't like it. It's different. I'm not. Look, man, change is tough. We, as human beings, we are creatures of habit, right? We are creatures of habit. We develop habits. We are we have evolved as pattern recognition animals, right? That's what we are. We're all about pattern recognition. You want to know why pop music all sounds the same? Throw a little theory and philosophy at you, because that's what we do. We're well-rounded. The reason pop music all sounds the same is because patterns are big to our monkey brain, right? When we recognize a pattern, patterns are good. Patterns are predictable. And when things are predictable, you are less likely to be picked off by the predators in the plains of Africa, right? When things are predictable, when you have a pattern and things are predictable and things are comfortable, then when things aren't predictable, are out of the pattern you're used to, it triggers that something is wrong. Something's wrong. Evolutionarily, something is wrong, and it puts you on high alert, right? And we got that from avoiding predators. The reason pop music all sounds the same, ladies and gentlemen, is because of that pattern recognition. When you recognize a pattern, your brain gives you a little pop of dopamine. Hey, good job. You recognize the pattern, right? And so pop music sounds the same because once you find the pattern in a song and you know that little hook is coming and you predict that hook is coming and then the hook comes, you get a dopamine spike. That's why we all love catchy songs, right? That's why we like catchy songs. Because when the pattern hits and they hook and they catch you, it spikes a dopamine release in you, and you feel good. That's why we like catchy songs, because we get dopamine out of it. And when things change, when things that are outside, that are inside your predictability, your habits, when they change on you, your brain spikes and it goes, whoa, something's wrong here. Something's different, something's off, something's wrong. And that's your old monkey brain going, uh-oh, I'm in trouble, right? But here's the thing. Change builds new habits, and new habits are good, and growth is good. Growth is good, right? And the Fan Upstate is growing with this change. We are growing. We've grown our lineup. Again, I think the lineup's spectacular. Our local shows are about to grow. We've got a whole new world of wealth and resources available to us now to grow the local shows. The Rob Brown Show from 9 to noon, Offsides with Mark Ryan from 3 to 7. We have access to new resources to do that. And so I know that change, especially after, look, for me, I was noon to 3. I was noon to 3 for 2 years after I got here. And I will tell you, when they came to me and they said, hey, Rob, this change means you're going to 9 to noon, right? It's a valuable time slot. It's a very important day slot. And you're leading into Jim Rome. We need you to build the noon to 12 audience to lead into the Godfather of Sports Talk Radio. You're building Jim Rome's base for him here, right? Well, with that, initially my gut reaction was like, oh no, my whole life's about to go upside down. Then I thought about it. Well, you know what? This is a huge opportunity, right? I get a chance to speak to a whole new potential legion of Rob Brown Show listeners. I get to bring Steven and Keegan and Travis and Josh and all these guys that are on the Facebook stream every day. I get to bring them to a new time slot and add them to all of you that are hearing me for the first time. Or those of you that knew I was on 12 to 3, but you're out there working. You can't listen live, right? You can't listen live because your lunch break isn't noon to 3. Well, now you get me here. I know change is weird, and if you've grown into the pattern of listening to the shows that were previously on the station, it might feel like a bit of a shock to the system. But shocks to the system promote growth, man. Promote growth. And once you promote growth, things get better. The Fan Upstate is the best damn sports talk station in the nation, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. And with this change, with the change of the lineup, the change of the time slots, the change of the resources behind us, this station is going to continue to grow. When we made this change, I sat downstairs with the GM, and he said, look, here's the deal. We believe that this station has damn near unlimited potential. We believe that this station can be a powerhouse station, not just in the region, but across the South. We're going to jumpstart into moving towards that goal. And that's why we're here. That's why we are the Fan Upstate. So, you tune in anyway. This isn't my regular show. This isn't my regular show. Don't worry about it. Jump on board, because I promise you, this station is about to start providing you guys with content of sports talk radio that we didn't have the ability to do before. We're about to give you a lineup that will rival anybody's in the countries. We are about to give you the sports talk station that you want and the sports talk station that this place, the upstate of South Carolina, an incredible sports community freaking deserves. And I am genuinely thrilled, genuinely excited to not only be a part of it, but to be the first local show on the new version of the station. I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. How excited am I? My alarm went off at 6 a.m. and I wasn't mad about it. That's how excited I am.
I was a little upset about it.
I mean, I wasn't thrilled. I didn't say I woke up like, woo, let's go. I woke up and I was like, all right, man, let's go get that bread, right?
Yeah, I was like that about 10 minutes after I woke up. But at first, no. I was like, no, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But driving into work today, through the lovely Chamber of Commerce weather that we have outside, ladies and gentlemen, just a beautiful day.
Very beautiful out there today.
Driving through the day, driving through the rain, driving through the weather on the way here, man, all I thought was, dude, this is going to be great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a new time slot because look, people listen to 9 to noon. You guys are 3-hour listeners, right? You're sitting at your desk at work. You're driving around the car. You guys are 3-hour listeners, and I'm excited to give you every day 3 hours of the best I got to offer. I'm excited about it. And then when I'm done, the biggest name in sports talk radio follows me, Jim Rome. And then when Jim Rome's done, the biggest name in upstate sports radio, Mark Ryan, follows him. From 6A with DA, 9 to noon with the Rob Brown Show, noon to 3 with the Godfather of Sports Talk Radio, and 3 to 7 with the most interactive sports talk show in the state. It's a phenomenal lineup provided with resources from CBS Sports Radio we didn't have before. And I am jacked about it. Travis says, loved your show 12 to 3. Was surprised by this, but you can't grow if you don't change. Good luck on the new show and time slot. You got this. Thank you, big dog. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Steven says, biggest question today, will we get a new Rob Brown Show flag with the new colors? And if so, will it be another year before we say, no. The Rob Brown Show logo is red and black. It stays red and black. That's the logo of the show. The Fan Upstate is this dope navy blue. Dope navy blue. All right? And I suspect, I can't say this for sure, I'm not in charge, but I got a sneaky suspicion At some point in the near future, you're going to be able to catch us out and about, maybe pick up a T-shirt. Maybe a hat. Maybe. But the hats are select, kids. Not everybody can rock this hat. I got to make sure you look as good in it as I do, okay? All right? It is what it is. Keegan says, excited about the new fans. Sports and heart is what I want, and I know Liberob offers both. Texter says, Rob, are you going to ask your lady friend to walk your dog at 6 a.m.? I'm digging the new lineup. Thank you, Texter. And no. But because we don't subscribe to Happy Wife, Happy Life, we subscribe to Happy Spouse, Happy House. She and I take turns in the mornings. However, now that my alarm goes off at 6 a.m. anyway, I guess I'm the morning dog guy. I'm just the morning dog guy. It is what it is. It's worth it. It's for you guys. Get your day started off on the right foot. You know what I mean? Let's see. Texter says, as a fan, Rob is the great philosopher. Taylor Swift once said, the haters gonna hate. You know what else she said? The play is gonna play. That's what I'm here for, son. Let's get it on. Let's get it done. Hey, look at this. A sports question. I'll be gosh darned. We got somebody who wants to talk sports here on the sports show on the sports station. The Fan. By the way, preferred home services text line is 71307. Text into the show 71307. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N, FAN. We'll read them on the air. Texter says, with so many amazing quarterbacks in the NFC now, which ones can rise above the competition and separate themselves from the field? Well, I'd say Patrick Mahomes has already done that, yeah. The big fat question mark, obviously, is Deshaun Watson, right? Deshaun Watson. Now, the interesting thing about Deshaun, now a Cleveland Brown, Deshaun Watson is not safe from the commissioner's exempt list, a.k.a. a suspension. He's not clear of that yet. And the Browns know that. That's why the Browns structured his contract to where he's only making $1 million this year, right? It works out to like $60K a game, which for any other quarterback would be asinine. That's asinine for a backup quarterback, to be honest with you. But they structured it that way because the Cleveland Browns suspect he's going to be suspended for a year, right? The fact that they gave him that contract leads me to believe the Browns know that suspension's coming. I think the commission is going to be ticked that the Browns did this, right? That the Browns structured that contract specifically to get around that suspension and get away with paying Deshaun. I think that's the reason they did that. The Browns are no stranger to bringing in guys with a troubled past. Who was it? Kareem Hunt they brought in. Kareem had one charge of, if I recall correctly, and I will go look this up to make sure that I've got this correct. But Kareem Hunt was cut by the Chiefs after a video showed him beating a woman. Straight up cut from the Chiefs at the height, by the way. And the Browns said what every NFL team does. The Browns says, well, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We talked to him. We believe he is remorseful. And everyone deserves a second chance. You remember what happened to Kareem after the Browns signed him? For one case of domestic abuse, 8-game suspension. 8. Deshaun, though not charged with anything, right? Grand jury last Friday said, nope, not enough on the table to indict. Still faces 22 lawsuits. Is it possible all 22 women are making it up? Sure. Is it probable? Don't want to go that far, personally. Not ready to go that far. Sure, it's possible. Probably not probable, at least to me. So he's got 22 lawsuits hanging out over his head, right? 22 lawsuits hanging over his head. Deshaun's going to get suspended. Now, here's what I'm interested in seeing. The league knows the Browns structured his contract So where he could be suspended this year and only lose out on $1 million of the, what was it, $240 million guaranteed that he got? Will Roger Goodell drop the suspension not this season, but next? The 2023 season? I don't know. Maybe. Right? He looked at the Browns and said, hold up now. I know what y'all did. Y'all playing games. It's shady and I don't like it. So I'm going to let you have 1 year with Deshaun. Then we're going to suspend him. We're going to let him get the ball rolling. Then we're going to rust him up again by putting him on the bench. Could Deshaun be a breakout player in the AFC? Yes. Guy's a 3-time Pro Bowler. We know he's good. But will the NFL step in and prevent that from happening? Question mark. Don't know. Dexter says, Fan, yo, Rob, I love the enthusiasm in your voice. You just hooked this big fish in the small pond. Oh, I like that this dude called himself the big fish. Hell yeah. That's the type of energy I'm looking for out of y'all. My name is Rob Brown. T2 on the ones and twos. You're listening to the Rob Brown Show right here on the Fan Upstate.
All right, I'm going to the 40. Well, no. 25.
Real sports talk, real sports fans.
The Fan Upstate
Is the sports voice of you, the Upstate Fan.
I don't know what's going to happen.
844 fan phone. That's 844.
I have no idea. I've been stressing out about this that whole segment.
Upstate. Our lineup of playmakers.
The DA Show, mornings at 6.
All right.
I don't
this
like
is not
He's
6
not gonna paint it that
minutes.
The Rob Brown Show at 9.
It's 6 minutes here, right?
a gambling problem. I only bet $1,500.
The Jungle with Jim Rome, weekdays at noon.
This league is all about quarterbacks who can carry a team, and he's just not that guy.
And offsides with Mark Ryan at 3.
Sports doesn't care about your Disney fairy tales.
One.
What's going to be is what's going to be.
Real sports talk for real sports fans.
Upstate.
I'm going to put some promos in.
From the 106.3 WORD Weather Center, here's the Upstate's most
Just 1
trusted
minute?
forecast on the Fan
Yeah,
Upstate.
3.5.
We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here for today with cloudy skies, a high of 71. Tonight, a slight chance for rain and storms, cloudy, low of 51.
Thank you, Travis.
Thursday, sunshine, high of
I appreciate
66,
that, buddy.
And Friday, sunny,
Whoa,
high of
what's-
63. And sunshine for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on the Fan Upstate. Currently, it's 61.
Sure, I could tell you all about why you should
you
buy
have
a
a health
pool
there
from
on this
Aqua Blue
break. I'm
Pools.
sorry.
There are
I've been
lots of
stressing
reasons.
about
They've
Nope,
been
you're all
in
good.
business
I do not
satisfying
have those there.
customers
That's
since
long. If it's
they were
not-
awarded
it
best
should be a
builder of
commercial.
Oh, yeah, that's
motors
right.
in Greenville
That's right. You
News.
said
Yeah.
you got
Design
the-
specialists go through
always get
extensive
those two
training
mixed
on
up. I'm
design
sorry.
and construction.
No, it's all good, buddy.
And they have a huge selection and
Okay.
incredible financing options. But
All
I
right,
don't
now I'm
need
in a
to
better
tell you
mood.
all that.
Okay.
All you need to know is that pools are a blast. And the very best way to get one is from
It's so
Aqua
weird how
Blue
that
Pools.
does that.
Go to aquabluepools.com.
Mark Ryan tells it like it is.
Coach Bob Ritchie joining us here. I was looking at Chattanooga's
song?
roster, and they've got some big dudes. And I was looking at this Sylvia D'Souza guy, and he
Tomorrow,
transferred
I
from
have all this
Kansas.
done.
Is there a particular reason
For what?
why Furman can't take on a guy like that, or does not dip into the transfer portal as much? Is it entirely academically related?
Journalists or media.
I'll
or
try to have
people
all this
around
done
it,
before.
They're always searching for the best one way. And
We're on
the
the way.
longer I do it, it's not so much like what's the right way. It's you better have a way. And if you have a way and you can be convicted in that way, and you don't constantly try to evolve and in the slightest bit of adversity changes your sail to where you're always just reinventing, then you're able to navigate those storms and you're able to show people this is who we are.
Number 1 for real afternoon sports talk.
Offsides with Mark Ryan.
3 to 7 on the Fan. The Fan.
Upstate.
The Rob Brown Show. Now 9 to noon.
Orlovsky said, and the most wrong thing anybody has said on Twitter in quite some time, crispy bacon is bacon in its best form. Wrong. Hashtag Team Floppy Bacon forever.
What?
There have been nights, Lonzo, where
They
yours
are cut.
truly has gone, I'm hungry,
No.
but I don't want to really work. I'm just going to cook up an entire
you
pound
mean
of
on
bacon,
the
and that's dinner. If you're just making a plate full of bacon, floppy bacon is the way to go.
I prefer bacon as it was intended to be made, fully cooked. This is one of
those conversations I'm glad we never had in the office. I'm glad this is taking place on the air.
So that you can display to the world how wrong you are about bacon. I respect that. Yeah, and I'm looking through the responses, and I'd say it's about 50-50. I prefer the old. All right, stream. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today, man. Glad to have you.
That's where the glory of
one of the
bacon
things
shall
that
forever be
we're going to
sung
be
and
putting an
be.
emphasis on
When you're
moving
cooking
forward.
bacon,
How am I
there's
so bad at talking
effectively
off the radio?
angels singing the praises of the
One of the things we're going to be working
Great show, new time.
on putting an emphasis on moving forward with the Fan Upstate is providing you guys with digital content too, right? Like we don't just want it to be, we don't want it to be just tune into the radio for whatever shows you're interested in and then go away. We want to be giving you guys content around the clock so that at any point you can jump in and get the content that you're looking for. So, we put up the stream, we leave the mics on during the stream so that we can interact with you guys, right? Those of you that take the time and the resources to join us on the stream, we want to be able to interact with you guys in a way that's different than what you're getting on the air. I'm going to be doing some YouTube videos more often now. I started working on some resources last night to do that. So we're going to be giving you more than just the radio stuff. Welcome back. The Rob Brown Show is on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg, and on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Grab that app on all your digital devices, ladies and gentlemen, your laptops, your tablets, your PCs, your computers, whatever it is that you are using. Download the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Search the Fan Upstate. Click that big old fat heart button in the corner, and once you do, you'll be able to listen to the Rob Brown Show 9 to noon, the DA Show 6 to 9A, Jim Rome 12 to 3, and Offsides with Mark Ryan from 3 to 7 every a single day, my friends. A couple more things I want to go. Oh, by the way, silly me. Guess what's tomorrow? That's right. Those of you playing at the home version of the Rob Brown Show. Tomorrow, our games in the NCAA tournament Sweet 16. That's right, folks. The round of the third round, the Sweet 16 is on. And let's say hypothetically, you're like, I'm a big sports guy. I'm a big basketball guy. I would like to listen to the Sweet 16 games. Well, do I have news for you, ladies and gentlemen? Those games will be aired live exclusively and only. That's actually unnecessary because those words mean the same thing. Exclusively right here on the Fan Upstate. That's right, kids. You thought we were done giving you live sports? Wrong. We got all the live sports for you, including the Sweet 16 games, which you can hear right here and only here on the Fan Upstate. All right. I said on Twitter the other day, and I was kind of intrigued by this. If you've been watching the March tournament, have you noticed that the basketballs are like aggressively orange this year? Right? We're used to that brownish orange color of a basketball that's been used for years. The basketballs being used in the March tournament, both men and women, are aggressively orange. Last Thursday, I went to the Well for the open practices that the teams playing in the Greenville Regional hosted at the Well. And so I walked in, and when I got there, USC was practicing. And I walked in, and the thing that caught my attention was not the 6'11" basketball players. The thing that caught my attention was not, hey, I'm 5 feet from Jim Nance. That's pretty cool. Hello, friends. What caught my attention was not the NCAA banners all over the building. What caught my attention, y'all, was how damn orange the basketballs were. They're like bright orange, like pumpkin orange. It was wild. Anyway, it turns out that is on purpose. The basketballs being used during the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments are aggressively orange. And that is because the NCAA struck a deal with Wilson to use the brand's Evo NXT balls, according to Barry Trammell of the Oklahoman. He said, quote, the NCAA is always willing to make a deal for more money. Those basketballs on your television screen look so orange, end quote. Wilson provided the balls for the tournament and worked with the NCAA and schools to test and approve the new basketballs. He said the bright orange color is on purpose. Now, they also said that the basketball this year has a little bit different texture on it. And some point guards are saying that it has impacted the bounce of the basketball, but the Evo Next balls were approved to be used by college teams during last season. The NCAA rules permit home teams to make the decision as to what brand and model of ball they use for games, and that most of the times those home teams pick a basketball branded by the company they have an apparel deal with. But because this is the tournament, the NCAA has the ultimate say. They partnered with Wilson this year. And because they are partnered with Wilson this year, Wilson said, how'd you guys like a neon orange basketball? Those basketballs look like they came out of a machine that you drop a quarter in and you turn the little lever and out pops a big plastic egg and you open that plastic egg and there's the NCAA tournament basketball. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't impact the game at all. And yes, I do realize this is a stupid segment. I am perfectly aware of that fact. But one of the most reacted to tweets for me of the last week was when I asked the question, hey, does anybody else notice that the basketballs are like aggressively orange? And I got like 50 comments that were like, yup. I think I'm burning a hole in my TV screen at this point. Loved it. Anyway, that's why. Here's another fun story for you. Randy Tomlin is a reporter for the Bronx News 12 outside of New York City. Tim, are you old enough to remember that commercial? Do you know where that comes from? New York City.
It sounds familiar.
Okay. The answer is no. Tim's not.
It sounds familiar.
It was an old salsa commercial where the Cowboys and this old city slicker out there and they're talking about their salsa. And he's like, this salsa came from New York City. New York City! And now every time I hear New York City, that's all my brain does. This is all my brain does. It's the same reaction that you get. What's your reaction when somebody says the word bananas? Do you have a reaction to it? Because if you're my age, the reaction is to go B-A-N-A-N-A-S, right? Thank you, Gwen Stefani. Appreciate that. It's the same thing. I hear New York City, and my brain goes, New York City. All right, anyway. Randy Tomlin is a reporter. I told Tim before the show, I'm like, hey, sometimes it gets weird. That's what I mean. Randy Tomlin of Bronx News 12 said that there is a problem with St. Peter's University. And that problem is that they can't keep up with the amount of people trying to buy St. Peter's Peacocks merchandise. The Peacocks, of course, have made their way into the NCAA tournament Sweet 16. And not only have they done it so far, but they have had some major upsets on the way, up to and including knocking off the 2-seed Kentucky Wildcats in the first round, and then knocked off the Murray State Racers in the second round. Beat Kentucky 85-79. They beat Murray State 70-60. They are now in the Sweet 16, where they run up against the buzzsaw of Purdue. And I am sorry to say, I think this is where Cinderella's glass slipper shatters against the Boilermakers, a very good offensive team. Not a great defensive team, though. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, I am. The Purdue Boilermakers are an okay defensive team, but not great. St. Peter's got a chance, but probably not. Anyway, ever since then, according to Bronx News 12 at this point, St. Peter's has reported that their Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts have improved their interactions in the past 8 days by 1,000%. For every text, tweet, and email and Facebook reaction that they got a week ago, they are getting like 1,000 more now. And they cannot keep their gear in stock. They can't. If you go to their website and try to purchase, say, a t-shirt like the one they put up earlier that says Strut of Destiny with the little cartoon peacock on it, can't get it. They're sold out. Or if you try to get the one with the peacock head that says Peacock Nation, or the one with the old school 1980s block lettering St. Peter's basketball, can't get it. They are sold out. They said they get the gear, they unbox the gear, they list the gear, they sell the gear, and it's gone just like that. Just like that. Love it for St. Peter's. Are you an underdog guy? Like, if you get a 15 seed into the Sweet 16, is this your team now? If your team is done dancing, if your team is OUT of the party, they are home. Your bracket's busted. You're a Kentucky fan. The Wildcats are sitting at home. You're a Buckeye fan. The Bucks are at home. You're an LSU fan. The Tigers are at home. Does St. Peter's become your Cinderella team? Because I got to tell you, they're mine. And when these shirts go unsold out, there will likely be a point where Rob Brown shows up on the stream rocking a St. Peter's Peacock shirt. Strut of Destiny. Hashtag Peacock up. Love to see it. All right, let's do this, Timmy. Let's run to our next break real quick, our half-hour break. When we come back here in just a minute, I got a few more texts and tweets from folks about the station change. I got some more texts and tweets about topics we've talked about. And I'm going to rip Zion Williamson. I know he's an upstate guy. I know he's from here. But when you make it to the show, your local affiliation don't mean a damn thing to me anymore. And Zion has ruined it. And I hope he can save it. I'll tell him how he can salvage it. I'll tell him how you can make $1 billion, Zion. And I'll do that when we come back on the Rob Brown Show. This is the Fan Upstate.
Get robbed. This is the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate.
All right, stream, we will be right back. Hang on for me, please, and thank you.
9 to noon.
Orlovsky said, and the most wrong thing anybody has said on Twitter.
Like, every time, well, when I hit like this, it'll change. So I don't know. Like,
hashtag Team Floppy Bacon forever.
What?
The only thing good about New Jersey, where yours truly has gone, I'm hungry, but I don't want to really work. I'm just going to cook up an entire pound of bacon. And
like I said,
you're just making a plate full of bacon. Floppy bacon is the way to go.
First off, I appreciate the comment, man. Very, very kind of you. And again, look, I know it's a change. I know a lot of y'all fell into a groove with the shows that were previously on the station.
So that you can display to the world how
give the new
wrong you
lineup
are
a
about
chance,
bacon.
man. I think it's as good of a lineup.
Yeah, and I'm
as
looking
you
through
can
the
ask for.
responses, and I'd say it's about 50-50. I prefer the old-fashioned way. Put it in a frying pan, let it fry in its own greasy goodness. That's where the glory of bacon shall forever be sung.
I'm excited about the lineup.
When you're cooking bacon, is effectively angels singing the praises of the best food.
Same great show, new time.
The Rob Brown Show.
Now 9 to noon, only on the Fan Upstate.
Real sports talk.
They may be an F on the floor, but they're an A for content.
For real sports fans.
They're on top of what they do, so I like it.
Fan.
Upstate.
How about our lineup of playmakers around here? Mark Ryan, Rob Brown, Jim Rome in the Jungle, and me, the DA Show. Mornings at 6, only on the Fan Upstate.
Dispensing real, unfiltered sports talk every weekday.
Now 9 to noon.
This is the Rob Brown Show.
The Fan Upstate.
The Rob Brown Show's on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Now 9 to noon. Taking you through the the early work hours are just the worst, man. Just the worst. Like this is the part where your boss is walking around like he's awake, he's active, so he's making sure you're doing your stuff. You've actually got to be productive. That's why we're doing the show now, y'all. We wanted to take the most energetic sports talk radio show in the entire dadgum upstate and move it into the point in time that we can kind of charge up the mornings just a little bit. And that's why we're here. All right. So yesterday, if you're on social media at all, ladies and gentlemen, a video came up of Zion Williamson. And the video of Zion is of him throwing a basketball off the backboard, grabbing it with the right hand, in the air, going under the legs to the left hand, and throwing down a nasty dunk. And I'm not going to lie. As a basketball fan, it's dope. Like, Zion, get into the dunk contest next year, right? Like, I'm tired of the NBA dunk contest being a joke. Get into the dunk contest and do something next year, please and thank you. All right? I'm begging you. As a New Orleans Pelicans fan, dog, I'm infuriated, my man. I'm infuriated, right? Because 2 days ago, we got the news that Zion's foot suffered another setback and that he would not be available to the Pelicans for the remainder of the regular season. We also got news that he was still rehabbing the foot. Now, I've never had surgery that I had to rehab from, right? Like, I've never had surgery that I've had to go to physical therapy or anything like that. Fortunately for me, I've never had that issue. So I'm not really sure what the rehab schedule looks like for an injury like Zion Williamson had. I am not a doctor, nor did I stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Another commercial that goes over Tim's head. I'm only saying that, Tim, because I woke up this morning with like more gray hairs than I had yesterday. So I just got to take it out on you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway, Zion's foot, I don't know what the rehab schedule looks like, okay? I don't know what the rehab schedule looks like. I don't know if this is like scheduled or not. Here's what I do know. What I do know is that the city of New Orleans and the Pelicans were ready to make Zion Williamson the face of sports in New Orleans, right? And that's a city that loves their Saints more than anything. That's where I'm from. I'm a New Orleans kid originally. My family still lives there. And for those of you that were kind enough last night to send me messages, my family is safe from the tornado that went through Arabi and the rest of New Orleans last night. My family is safe. They were not in that area, so they are good. I appreciate you reaching out and asking. There are still a lot of folks down there that lost everything in that tornado. So if you can donate to the Red Cross or another organization that's going to be helping out down in New Orleans, I would be greatly appreciative of it. So, I don't know what Zion's rehab schedule looks like. Here's what I do know. What I do know is that yesterday it was announced he would not be available to the Pelicans for the rest of the year. The Pelicans that, by the way, are in a playoff position right now. They are, as of today, in a playoff spot. It's the tournament. It's the play-in tournament, but who cares? They're in the dance, right? This is all coming at the same time that I turn on the TV like every day and flip between all the major networks. And on every major network, there's at least one guy who offers the super hot take of Zion should force his way out, right? Zion should force his way out. He should be done. He should get out. He shouldn't be there. He should go to New York. He should go to LA. He should go to Boston. He should go to Chicago, which is basically flipping a middle finger at two groups of fans. A, Pelicans fans, and B, fans of every small market team in the NBA. Because what they're saying is, if a guy's really good, you know, franchise-changing good, which at his best, Zion is. When Zion's played, he's been a monster. He's a 25-point, 7-rebound, 4-assist guy. He's a franchise-changing player. And basically, every time this conversation comes up on one of the Talking Head hot take shows, the hot take there becomes screw small market teams, right? Who cares if New Orleans fans finally have a reason to be excited after Anthony Davis and Chris Paul left? Who cares? Screw them. Nobody likes them anyway. And that sucks, dude. Like, that sucks. Like, a lot, that sucks. It hurts. I want my team to have a chance. And if this dude leaves after his rookie contract is up and goes to a big market and then suddenly he's capable of playing a full schedule every year in the regular season, like, what's that look like to me? Basically looks like this dude is saving his body, preserving his career until he gets to a big market to sell more shoes. And that sucks. And it flies in the face. I know I kind of talked about this yesterday, but since I was in a different time slot, I'll bring it up very quickly here. This is on the NBA. And it's on the NBA solely because the NBA has created a marketing campaign that revolves around players. It revolves around players. They take the players, they build up the players, they advertise the players to where if you're a new fan of the NBA, you don't get on board with your team, right? When I was growing up, you got on board with your team. The team that represented you or your region or your family, or for whatever reason you tribaled up with your team. As a New Orleans guy, I have a team in the Pelicans. They represent my city, my family, where I'm from. And I want them to be great. Zion was a guy that would have made that team great. And now to me, it feels like he's just kind of biding his time. He's just kind of making up, I gotta keep rehabbing so he doesn't have to play, to save his body so that when it's time, he can move to LA or New York, to the Knicks or the Clips or the Lakers or wherever it's going to be, and then be Zion Williamson for them. The Pelicans go back to being terrible. They go back to drafting the next guy if they ever get a number one pick again. They have him for 4 years on a rookie contract, and it happens again. Why am I going to invest as a Pelicans fan, as an NBA fan, right? Like, why am I going to invest in my team because there's nothing I can do, right? It's not like, then Rob, spend more money, right? Invest in them more, spend more money. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, which sucks, but it kind of is what it is. It just, it doesn't work like that. It works now. And are you an NBA fan? Cool. Which player are you going to support? Half the Lakers fans you see, they're not Lakers fans. They're LeBron James fans. Half the Warriors fans you see, they're not Warriors fans. They're Steph Curry fans. Half the 76ers fans you see, they're not Sixers fans. They're James Harden or Joel Embiid fans. And it's a bad way to run the league. It's a bad way to run the organization because it creates this spot where there's no sense in following a team. And so every team like the Pelicans, unless you fall in and get lucky and draft a Giannis who wants to be there to build a legacy in a small market team, which is 1 in a million, basically, screw you. You'll never get to know what it's like to win a championship. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show, this is the Fan Upstate.
We're
All
delivering.
right, appreciate you hanging out.
for
Stream, thank you guys,
mom and
mucho.
pops, Pop-ups, startups.
Means a lot to
retail,
me, sincerely.
Wholesale, large scale. Small biz, big box. Customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at usps.com/delivering.
Everyone knows that Nature Valley Crunchy Bars are, well, crunchy. What they don't know is that they're also packed with 16 grams of whole grains, ready to help you get out there. Nature Valley, for every adventure.
The Rob Brown Show, now 9 to noon.
Offsides with Mark Ryan, 3 to 7 p.m. Real sports talk for real sports fans.
Only on the Fan Upstate.
Real sports talk
This prospect is the one about which Clemson can't afford to miss out.
for real sports fans.
Getting someone like him would be really important.
The Fan.
Upstate.
More than the scores. Real sports talk for real sports fans.
The Rob Brown Show, now 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Upstate.
The Rob Brown Show is back on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Rob, T2, Tim Snow filling in for the great one, Lonzo. Lonzo will rejoin us coming up on Monday on a little vacation, on a well-earned one. Short little segment here. So just let you know one more time for those of you that are just tuning in and going, excuse me, what is happening here? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now the Fan Upstate. All right, that's us. The Fan Upstate, that is the new brand of the station. We are CBS Sports affiliate and very excited about it. And that comes with an all-new lineup. We got the DA show for you from 6 to 9A. The Rob Brown Show, that's me! In our all-new time slot of 9A till noon. From noon to 3, the godfather of sports talk radio, Jim Rome's taking you from 12 to 3. And then at 3 o'clock, Offsides with Mark Ryan, the most interactive sports talk show in the South, takes over. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our new lineup. We carry you with BetMGM after 7. We got CBS Sports Radio to fill in the rest. And again, very, very excited about the new lineup. Very, very excited about the momentum the station's building. We have got a lot of resources available to us now by becoming a CBS Sports affiliate and with our new lineup we did not have before. And I am super excited about what we are going to be able to do for the Upstate community. The reason we are the Fan Upstate is because we are the voice of the Upstate fan. We are not for any one in particular fan base. We are just for the fan base of sports here in the area. And we are so grateful to all of you that are hanging out with us. Very excited to have you. I am looking forward to getting to know those of you that are new listeners. For those of you that are holdovers from 12 to 3 that have joined us in the new time slot, very, very grateful to you. You guys were able to not just make the first 2 years great, but I know we're going to be a huge part of the reason the next 2 years are great as well. To those of you that are 9 to noon listeners and have never heard me before, first off, no, I can't stop yelling. This is how I talk. Second off, welcome to the show. It is fast-paced. It is energetic. It is irreverent. We get a little off the rails sometimes. We do a lot of sports and a little life, and I am very, very glad to have you. I hope that you'll like the show. Again, I know not everything is for everybody, so if this ain't your show, that's all right. Go to thefanupstate.com, thefanupstate.com, and you can listen to any of the shows in our lineup at your leisure. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just that simple. So again, those of you that have followed me from 12 to 3 here, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you that are new in this time slot to this show, man, I appreciate you guys joining. I hope you like the show. I'm here to have a little fun. Sports are fun, man. Sports are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be ridiculous. They're supposed to be off the top, and that's what we're here for, to just have some damn fun. You got enough going on at 9 to noon at work. You don't need me to pile on with that serious sports talk. We're here to have some fun. All right, we're going to take our final break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the third, the final, the best, the money hour of the Rob Brown Show. And it's all right here on the brand new Fan Upstate. Back after this.
Real sports fans.
The Fan Upstate
Is the sports voice of you, the Upstate fan. Call 844-FAN-PHONE. That's 844-326-3663. The Fan Upstate. March is here, and so is the madness. It's March Madness.
You got a Prisma. I can move it down though if you want.
Upstate is your home for exclusive Westwood One coverage for the
Sorry about
journey
that.
to the turf. It's March Madness. This is
La,
absolutely
la, la,
madness.
la.
Plus the women's Final Four. Hear it all.
Hey guys.
Thank
if
you very
think you
much.
might have
I
erectile
appreciate it.
dysfunction,
Yell sore.
You probably do.
That's a
because 40% of
that's a dope
men
name. It's
over
like a
40
fantasy,
have ED.
Dungeons and Dragons
It's no
name. I like
surprise that men feel
like it.
uncomfortable or
Appreciate it,
embarrassed
man.
talking about their condition.
We like it too.
At the Greenville Men's
the new
Clinic,
look,
we
like the new
get it.
feel,
However,
like the new
it's
slot, like
important
the
to
new
get past
lineup, man.
any
It's
discomfort
good.
and start resolving it. Consequences of untreated ED can be very damaging to a man and his partner, physically and emotionally. There's no need for that. By taking action today, you can save your relationship and get back to the man you want to be. At the Greenville Men's Clinic, our physicians know how to solve your problem and find a solution that will work for you. Your visit is only $99, and you will see results that day, or there's no charge for your visit. Call 864-301-1111. That's 864-301-1111, or online at greenvillemensclinic.com. Be sure to ask about the revolutionary Pulse CD, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Dealing with ED is difficult enough, but the pressure of not satisfying your partner makes it even worse. ED can be tough on a relationship, but at HIMSS, you can contact a medical provider online and, if appropriate, get the prescription medication that treats ED at affordable prices. HIMSS ED medication has the same active ingredients as Viagra, but because it's generic, you pay 90% less. That's right, 90% less. A whole month's supply is just $30, and it's sent right to your home for free in discreet packaging. HIMSS offers the same medication you'd get from your doctor, but without the copay, expensive appointments, or awkward face-to-face conversations. And with HIMSS, every online visit is free, and your relationship right back on track. For a free online consultation, go to forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free visit. forhims.com/joy.
Jim Rome in the jungle.
The AFC West side of things. I know everybody's saying that it's now an arms race, but that cliche is no longer good enough to describe.
All good. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. We're fine.
I was gonna do that too.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. Here's how that works. If it's not like overwhelming, you can push utility coming into and out of the bumpers. Just make sure you turn it off for the commercials. But if we're gonna if that's added onto your plate, just leave it off for now.
Right now I'm just trying to get this clock right.
Yeah, no, you're good. So for this upcoming hour, we're going to this.
My watch will not mute. I can't get it to mute. I don't know what's doing that. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
For this upcoming hour, we're going back to the clock. This clock. You have this one, yeah? The one Hendrick sent us?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing this hour.
Yeah, we're
following
try
that.
to stay on,
Yep,
but
we're
this is
following
like a
that.
minute over. 2 minutes over. Sorry. So what happens is everything will change as soon as it hits the 15. Promos get added.
Okay. All right.
And I don't have a log, so that's why I'm so frustrated, because if I had the log, I could follow the log and figure it out.
Yeah. All right. So we'll have to talk to them about that after and before Mark comes in.
Because that's what I would do for Charlie.
Yeah.
If this is what's happening, I would just follow the log and follow the clock. But that's what Mark was trying to. I think we're still on stream, so I don't want to be like.
Let's get realistic. Russell Wilson is 33 years old, and much of his dynamic play has at least.
Okay, so legal ID is up next. In about 35 seconds.
Say that again. Sorry.
Legal ID is going to hit in about 25 seconds.
Perfect. And then we're back.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. The third, the final, the best, the money hour of the Rob Brown Show goes now. This is ESPN Ups. No, it's not. It's the Fan Upstate. I knew I was going to get it. Dang it. 2 hours in. This is the Fan Upstate, ladies and gentlemen. The smooth sounds of the Rob Brown Show on the Fan. Old habits die hard, man. 2 years, 2 years. But now we are bigger. We are better. We are moving on up to the fan side. We are the Fan Upstate right here on your radio, 97.7 FM, Greenville, 97.1 FM, Spartanburg. And you can grab us on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Grab it, put it on all your digital devices, and you can listen to the show around the clock. You can also go to thefanupstate.com. Thefanupstate.com. Once you get to the Fan Upstate, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to open a media player for you there. You just click on the old listen button, and you can listen to the show live after me coming up at noon, followed up by the godfather of sports talk radio himself, Jim Rome, from noon to 3. Then at 3, Offsides with Mark Ryan, the most interactive sports talk show in South Carolina, comes your way from 3 to 7. Man, super jacked about the new lineup. Super jacked about the resources we have. Man, we are about to get significantly better, man. I am excited. We've got the new resources. We got the new resources set up. We've got a wealth of resources available to us now. We got the new brand. Looks phenomenal. Rocking the hat and the shirt right now. It's exclusive. I'm the only one who's got it. I'm not the only one who's got it, but I'm the only one that's wearing it right now. All right. Well, on camera. You get my point. It looks good. Look at me. I look awesome. All right. Man, do we have some awesome stuff coming your way with the new and improved Fan Upstate. We are the voice of the Upstate fan. We are the Fan Upstate, and glad to have you guys along for the ride. I am Rob Brown. T2, Tim Snow is joining us, filling in for the great one. Lonzo makes his return on Monday. Appreciate Tim stepping up to do that for us. Texter says, hey, fan Rob, my voice yelled at me because I tried to go to lunch at 9 a.m. this morning. Oh, I love it. I love it. Man, that's fantastic. Hey, you know what? It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Let me tell you, I wanted to take a second. And we obviously I got a bunch more sports to get to in this hour. I wanted to take a second and talk. First off, I want to thank the folks that have listened to me from noon to 3 for the 2 hours I've been here, right? You guys have been awesome. I appreciate it. 12 to 3 was a phenomenal time slot. I enjoyed doing lunch with you guys. But we wanted to supercharge the mornings, right? We wanted this time slot to get supercharged. And that's why I'm here with the most energetic sports talk radio show in the Upstate, I think in the South. That's why we're here in this slot. So I want to talk to the folks that have just turned on the radio. They got to work. They went to the Odyssey app. They went to the fanupstate.com. They clicked on the radio in the office, and they're like, who is this cat yelling at me? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rob Brown. That's me. Last year, me and Lonzo, who will be back on Monday, he's on vacation this week, won the 2022 South Carolina Broadcasters Association Sports Talk Radio Show of the Year Award. And we're very damn proud to do it. Sorry, 2021. I forgot what year it was. But we were proud to do it. And we plan on doing it again this year. This show, for those of you that are listening to me for the first time here in this new time slot, this show ain't your daddy sports talk radio show. All right? It is bold. It is out there. It is loud. It is energetic. It is not a hot take express. All right? I'm not throwing hot takes at you. I'm not going to make stuff up for the sake of getting attention. It's not my style. Never has been, never will be. I'm not just going to go, reports are saying that this stupid thing that's definitely not going to happen. It's not my style. I'm not a hot take express guy. All right? What I am is a dude that genuinely loves sports. I am a dude that loves every aspect of sports. I love the business side of sports. I'm intrigued by the money and how the dollars work. I love the sports side of sports. I love to sit down and analyze sports. One of my favorite things to do is to just watch a team play and figure out what makes them tick. And I love the human side of sports. I love the side of sports that makes us love sports. I love the stories of sports. I love the people in sports. I love the drama of sports, whether it's on or off the field, on or off the court. And what this show is a dude whose favorite thing to do is to pull up a stool to the bar, order a bourbon old-fashioned with a maraschino cherry on top, and talk sports with other people who love sports, right? The only difference between me and you is the rest of my job consists of watching a lot of sports to be able to talk more than a couple. The point of this show, the metaphor of this show, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are new, that just tuned in for the first time in our new time slot, for those of you that are joining me for the first time, the point of this show, I want it to feel like you have pulled a seat up at the bar with other sports fans of all walks of life, creeds, religions, and races, and are just sitting down to BS about sports. That's it. That's all I want. That's what we are here for. So, if you are looking for hot takes, I'm not your guy. If you're looking for strong opinions about sports, I am your guy. But I'm not making stuff up, all right? I'm here to talk about sports. I'm here to talk about what's happening, why it's happening, how it's happening, when it's happening. That's the goal of the show, right? We're going to talk about the games from last night. We're going to break down the games upcoming. We're going to talk about why those games are structured the way they're structured, and we're going to talk about the dramatic side of sports. And then also, we're going to get into some weird stuff too. We go off the rails every now and then. We got feature segments that we do once a day, or actually more than once a day. We got feature segments we do routinely throughout the week. On Thursdays, towards the end of the show, we do Fight Club. If you are a combat sports fan, if you are an MMA fan, if you are a professional wrestling fan, we got a segment for you every week. At the end of every show, we do Twitter trending topics, the last 5 minutes of the show. Where the producer, in this case, Tim Snow, but ordinarily Lonzo, tell me what's trending on Twitter. We tell you why it's trending. Try to stick to sports. Sometimes it gets weird. And there are days we just go off the rails. It's going to happen. This show is a little bit of anything and everything. All right? It's a little bit of anything and everything. But it is a show for sports fans done by a sports fan, not a team fan. I am not going to sit here and talk to you about one school or one franchise. That ain't me. I like sports. Not a league. I'm not only going to talk college football or only talk NFL or only talk NBA. You're getting everything. You're getting soccer. Big match coming up tomorrow. The Americans down in Mexico in World Cup qualifying. I will have a breakdown of that match for you tomorrow, and then I'll have a breakdown and a recap of that match on Friday. Very much looking forward to it. You're going to get wrestling. You're going to get soccer. You're going to get Olympics. You're going to get everything. This show is a well-rounded show that is meant for sports fans, people who are fans of sports, people who are fans of everything in sports. That's what this show's for. And look, I have said for many years, the reality here is that sports and life, they don't exist independent of each other, right? They are not two separate bubbles that never intersect. Sports and life are a Venn diagram, right? What is the reason that the majority of us love that our kids want to play sports? Because sports teaches you life lessons, right? It teaches you life lessons. Little league sports especially. I am a huge proponent of little league sports. I think little league sports are important. They teach kids life lessons. They teach them how to be a good teammate, how to win with dignity, how to lose with grace. They teach you how to cooperate. They teach you how to handle pressure, how to handle stress, how to bounce back when you fail. These are all life lessons that little league sports teaches you. But then you get to grown-up sports. You get to college sports and the NFL and the NBA and professional sports. And sports and life don't exist in separate bubbles. Sports are a part of life. And there's that little section of Venn diagram where a story in sports pertains to our day-to-day life. The most recent example, obviously, is Deshaun Watson and what's going on with Deshaun. Now, we have on our show in previous days on our old time slot of noon to 3. In previous days, we have discussed Deshaun Watson from a football perspective. What do the Texans lose in losing Deshaun? What do the Cleveland Browns gain in getting Deshaun? We have talked about who won and lost that trade. By the way, after the trade went through on the trade wire, it turns out Houston actually did a little better in that trade than we thought they did initially. We're going to talk about that aspect. But what has happened with Deshaun off the field? What has happened with Deshaun in his personal life and how it impacts the league itself? That is one of those stories where sports and life intersect with each other. That is one of those stories where sports and life bump up against each other. And we have to talk about the life part of it because it directly intersects with the sports. You're going to get that on that show. We're not going to back away from that. It's not a priority. It's not always going to be the first thing we talk about. We're not always going to come in here and preach about life because of sports or vice versa. But we're not going to shy away from it when it comes up either. I know the folks that listen to this show. It is 9 a.m. You are at work. It is 10 a.m. You're at work. It's 11 a.m. You're at work. You are at what is supposed to be the most productive hours of your day. And if you're like me, those morning hours kick you square in the teeth. Our job, my job, I am your audio caffeine, kids. I am your audio coffee. I am your audio Red Bull. Whatever your energy in the morning is, that's me. I'm here to put some noise into the mornings for you. I'm here to get you excited. I'm here to make you laugh. I'm here to make you feel something. And I will do my best every damn day from 9 a.m. to noon to give you everything I got to make sure your day starts off better. So for those of you that are new, for those of you listening to this time slot in the past who are following me for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rob Brown Show and welcome to the Fan Upstate. Will, the text line is 71307, and you start your text with FAN, fan. The preferred home services text line, 71307. You start your text with the word fan. But when you are in the chat, you can actually leave your comments right here in the chat, and I see those as well. I see those comments right here in the chat. So if you want to leave those in the chat, you are welcome to do it.
Forget you got that QC.
Or
not
here?
QC. No, I can do it after.
Let's do it after this. Can you put a stop in after this?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Tell you about my friends at Prism Health. Prism Health, ladies and gentlemen, are the official healthcare providers of both the Gamecocks of South Carolina and the Tigers of Clemson. And Prism Health wants to be the official healthcare provider for you and your family as well. You are going to get access to the same state-of-the-art technology as the Clemson Tigers, as the Gamecocks of South Carolina. You are going to get access to the same thousands of healthcare professionals as the Tigers and the Gamecocks. You are going to get access to the same convenience that those schools have, with locations scattered all around the upstate. When you are scouting to see who is going to be the healthcare provider for you and your family, you want to make sure you can trust them. You want to make sure they're readily accessible, and you want to make sure they are up to date with the most recent knowledge and technology. And that, my friends, is Prisma Health right here in the upstate, folks. They have got locations to make it easy and convenient, including if you're in need of orthopedic care. If you are an athlete here in the upstate and you find yourself in need of orthopedic care, they have 2 different orthopedic clinics that are open on a walk-in basis as an at-need basis for you so that you can get the ball rolling on being taken care of. And it doesn't matter what your healthcare needs are. Somebody in your family is fighting cancer. You've got a sleep disorder. Someone needs psychiatric help. Prisma Health has a specialist for you that you and your family can trust. If you want to learn more, go to prismahealth.org. Prismahealth.org. It's our friends at Prisma Health.
More than the scores. Real sports talk for real sports fans.
The Rob Brown Show. Now 9 to noon.
The Fan
Upstate.
Yes, indeed. It is the Rob Brown Show right here on the Fan Upstate, ladies and gentlemen. The phone line is in place for you. It is 844-FAN-PHONE, F-O-N-E, fan phone, 844-326-3663, 844-326-3663. The Preferred Home Services text line stays up as well at 71307. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N, FAN, so that we can listen, so we can read those texts on the air, ladies and gentlemen. All right. A lot of stuff to get into as we move forward here on the show. So, we've got a couple of things. I have to get to this, though. For those of you that have listened to me noon to 3, you know that I loathe Jake Paul. All right? He's not a boxer. He's not a boxer. He's a YouTube star that's gotten himself in great shape. He's getting better at boxing. He may even be a boxer one day. I'm not taking that away from him. But I'm a boxing fan, all right? Boxing's in my background. I spent about 5 years working directly for Roy Jones Jr., the guy I consider the greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time. Pound for pound, not overall, but best pound-for-pound fighter of all time. Guy won 4 belts in 4 weight classes. He's the best pound-for-pounder of all time. I worked for that guy. I love boxing. I believe boxing is a beautiful sport. I wish boxing could return to the prominence that it used to have as one of America's favorite sports, all right? I believe in that sport as a whole. I wish it would go back to the golden days. But one of the reasons it won't is because boxing has a problem, much like the NBA news that I gave you earlier in the day. The NBA has created a world where it does not promote basketball. It does not promote the association. The NBA promotes its players, right? Most people in Lakers jersey aren't Lakers fans. They are LeBron fans, or they were Kobe fans. Most people in Golden State Warriors jerseys are all wearing Steph Curry's jersey. They're Curry fans, not Golden State fans. And I think that's to the detriment of the NBA, honestly. I think it's to the detriment of the league as a whole. Boxing has a similar problem. The only difference is that boxing is not really promoting itself at all. And the parts that it does promote, it promotes the wrong thing. Now, I will say this about boxing. Boxing is not organized into a league the way that the NBA is, yeah? Like, there is no professional boxing league. There's no PBL. There's no boxing league that promote. Boxing is boxing. There are boxers all represented by different promoters that go through state governing agencies to get sanctioned for fights. So boxing relies on fans and relies on talking heads to promote boxing. And so the talking heads fixate on whatever the most clickable internet star is. That's Jake Paul, obviously. So Jake Paul has been setting up boxing fights with not boxers, basically. He's been fighting former MMA guys. He's been fighting former NBA players because, okay, I guess. And Jake Paul set out for a boxing match with Mike Tyson. Right, Tim. That's the same reaction I had when Tim just stared at me and effectively the letters WTF started blanking in front of his face.
Yeah, that about sums it up. Yeah.
Tim looked at me like, did you just do a verbal typo?
I would love to see that, honestly.
So here's the thing. There are people who are trying to make this fight happen, right? Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Now, I have not spent $1 on a Jake Paul fight because I refuse to give that guy money to box not professional boxers and call it boxing. This is my get off my lawn hill that I'm willing to die on, Tim.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I don't like either one of them.
No, I don't need you to box former NBA players and then go, I'm a great boxer. Well, fight a boxer. I don't need you to fight. And as no disrespect to MMA guys, right? 99.9% of MMA guys would kick the crap out of me. I respect it. I'm a UFC fan. I'm an MMA fan. I have been for many years. But that's not boxing. It's a different sport, right? That's like me saying I would like to take on LeBron in a game of checkers, winning, and then going, I'm a great basketball player. No, you're not. You beat him in something different. That's not boxing. That's not MMA. That's boxing. You're not boxing a boxer. You're boxing a guy who's an MMA fighter. It's a different sport. Similarities in that you're getting punched in the head, but you get the point, right? Box a boxer. I have not spent a freaking dollar on a Jake Paul fight. But here's the deal. Mike Tyson, who has been linked with a fight against Jake Paul for a couple of months now, was asked about it. Hey, man, any chance that you will fight Jake Paul in a boxing match? Remember, Mike Tyson, during the pandemic, stepped into the ring with my former boss, Roy Jones Jr., for an exhibition fight. And Tyson won via decision, but I knew he would because, Roy Jones Jr. won with speed and finesse. And Roy, on the wrong side of 50, doesn't have that anymore. So, of course, he lost that fight to Mike Tyson, a guy who always won on power and had more of it on the wrong side of 50. Now, I'm going to go ahead and call this shot right now. If Mike Tyson accepts a fight against Jake Paul, I will buy that fight. I'll buy that fight.
I would too. I'd love to see that.
Because A, he's finally fighting a boxer. Now, granted, he's like the oldest boxer in the world, but he's fighting a boxer, a guy who knows how to box, a guy that knows the sweet science, a guy that knows the art of moving around the ring and protecting himself while setting up the other guy to eat a right. But Mike Tyson said, when he was asked about it, that he didn't know that he was connected to this fight. He's like, nobody told me Jake Paul wanted to fight. And they said, how much more would you need to fight Jake Paul? And Mike Tyson said, $1 billion. I need $1 billion. Mike said he wants $1 billion to fight Jake Paul. He said, we've got to get some more money, man. Bleep. Blue eye, blonde hair. That bleep is expensive. We need to get more money, man. End quote. I got to tell you, I suspect. Oh, he went on to say, by the way, when he was asked about a possible contract to fight Jake Paul, he said, nobody told me that. Hey, I ain't got no blanking money, so where's the blanking contract? I ain't know nothing about it. Listen, I've been smoking with him forever. I did some shrooms with him as well, but I ain't never heard that. I was with him in St. Bart's not too long ago partying, and he never told me this. I've never heard this from nobody. I just heard this from you guys. End quote. End quote. The most lucrative boxing match of all time, $400 million back in 2015 when Floyd Mayweather clashed with Manny Pacquiao, which I did buy, by the way, because that was two boxers boxing. I can't stand Floyd Mayweather. I don't like Manny Pacquiao away from the ring, but it was two boxers, the biggest names of the past 20 years in boxing, at least boxing each other. I was in for that. Mike says, I have been doing shrooms and smoking the hippie lettuce with Jake Paul, but to fight him, I need $1 billion. Somebody start the GoFundMe right now.
I would just like to see the, was it Jake? Is it Jake or Logan?
Paul, yeah, Jake.
Yeah, Jake. I'd love to see him get knocked out, like straight up.
That's it, man. That's it. Even at 50, I just want to see Mike land a right cross flush on Jake Paul's chin. Because here's the thing. There have been rumors, conspiracies even, that in past fights, including the fight against Floyd Mayweather, which went to a draw, if I recall, or I don't remember who won because I bleached it from my memory, that Jake Paul put into his contracts a no knockout clause. If you knock me out, you don't get paid, right? That's the rumor. And I went back and I've watched a couple of Paul fights, and there were a couple of different spots where Paul ate a right, and it looked like he went to sleep. And then Floyd effectively carried him to the rings until he woke up, tearing him to the ropes until he woke up, and then backed up to let him wake up. And I, hating Jake Paul, elect to believe that conspiracy theory with very little evidence supporting it. Mike might sign a contract that says no knockout clause in it. But if Jake lands one on Mike Tyson's chin and old Mike makes an appearance, Jake might go to sleep and take a nap dead center canvas. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be a boxing match I would pay for. Let's take a break. We'll come back here in just a minute and head towards the end. I'm Rob, T2 filling in for Lonzo right here on the Rob Brown Show. This is the Fan Upstate. Perfect. All right, so go to Twitter.
ESPN Upstate, please hold.
All right. So, actually go to...
I meant to say the Fan.
That's all good. Go here, go to trending.
Okay, explore. And
then you just pull from this list. We try to avoid politics, but so on this list, if you go up, Tyreek Hill's a good one. National Puppy Day is a good one. Mahomes is a good one. I wouldn't do that one because that's policy. Scroll down a little bit. Wednesday Motivation's a good one. Zach Wilson's a good one. Kelsey, Manafort, all those are good ones.
Okay.
If there are sports ones, they take priority, but it's a fun segment. So National Puppy Day would be a great one.
I got you. Okay. Why can't I? Oh my God. I left the mic on.
It's all good.
Gary David with Travis Benson, the owner of CNT Foundations. Travis, a sinking foundation to give a homeowner a sinking feeling. At CNT
Crap.
Foundations, we are your foundation experts.
Why is there a rejoin there?
As general contractor, we offer lifetime solutions and real peace of mind. Call
I'm gonna move that.
CNT Foundations. Your
Keegan, I would like to point out, I am still a millennial by definition. All right, I am a millennial. I'm an. I believe they call it an elder millennial, but a millennial nonetheless.
Sanders with your sports flash on the Fan Upstate.
Nailed it. Yeah, so this break should take us to 38-ish.
Yeah, that's what we have here. 30 at the 32 Upstate Local Sports Flash. And then we go through that, and then we come back one more time, and then legal ID. So, okay. There we go. Perfect. I got my Twitter there. Let me go ahead and set the next break, and then I'll take that phone call before we come back.
Download the Odyssey app and search the Fan Upstate and listen anywhere on your phone. I'm Chuck Sanders, and that's
All right, and we gotta make sure we get that phone call lined up. What? That's priority, but
let's grab a song real quick.
Are we coming back here?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say this should be a longer break.
We got about 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. A little over 4 minutes. The Fan Upstate. All right.
Yep.
The Fan Upstate. This is the Rob Brown Show. Thank you for holding. Oh, it's Owen. It's Owen. It's Owen Waters. I'm sorry, man. I got a lot going on. What's up, brother? Oh, he said that you said that he was coming on the next segment.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you on hold. All right, man. He's like, you put me on hold? That's okay. I need the practice of saying the Fan Upstate.
Did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online. Just go to 4hims.com/free. You'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100%
Fan
online
Upstate
process,
Rob
and
Brown
trusted
promo.
generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off.
Rejoin.
Right, generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra,
All right.
but 90% cheaper.
I'm going
It's
to
the
listen
same
to
medication
this.
you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations.
Just to make sure I know what it sounds like.
To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/free. That's 4hims.com/free.
Number one for real afternoon sports talk. Offsides with Mark.
All right, just want to make sure there's some music on it.
Professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired Braves pitcher Jose Alvarez.
Stress is straight and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was any time I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and the regenerative treatments that let the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics:
My elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 864-448-3772.
Jarvis, okay.
3772. QC Kinetics, 864-448-3772.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, find you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
So the next break is the last break.
Correct. We'll go 38 to what, 55, 45? 53, 45.
Yeah.
But we do not have the sports flash in, right?
No, the sports flash played.
Oh, the sports flash is playing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it already played. It's supposed to play at the 30. What's going on here? Is this for you? Okay, I'll bring you back. Let me just grab you a
Skip the bumper. I'm just going to go.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, folks, the Rob Brown Show. Back on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. The Rob Brown Show at an all-new time, 9 to noon, ladies and gentlemen. Following me coming up in 20 minutes, the godfather of sports talk radio himself, Jim Rome. is going to join us 12 to 3 right here. It's not joining us. He is us now. He is us. We are the Fan Sports Radio and CBS Sports Radio. Jim Rome takes you from noon to 3, then 3 to 7. It's Offsides with Mark Ryan. But now we go to the phone lines, and we congratulate our own Owen Watterson. Because Owen, despite being scheduled to chat some Carolina Panther football with us here, is technically the first caller to the brand new and improved Rob Brown show right here on the Fan Upstate. Owen, what's up, big fella?
Listen, Rob, I've been listening to the show since 9:10, right after you started. You've been doing a great job. I'm hyped for this changeover. Things are going great. And your little slip up at the top of the hour, Rob, I'm surprised you made it 2 hours. To be quite honest with you.
I like that Owen opens with 15 seconds of compliment and then just the deep burn right at the end. I respect that. That's how you set it. Oh, and you don't have to kiss up, buddy. You already work here. Don't worry about it, my guy.
Oh, my goodness, that's fair, Rob. I got so much Panther stuff on my mind, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to start, Rob, with something that Mark said when I was on his show yesterday while I was producing that really ruffled my feathers a good bit. Mark is of the opinion that the Panthers trading for Baker Mayfield is likely their best option right now, even if they decide to draft Malik Willis. You know, it's been all over Twitter, Rob. I know you've seen it too, that the Panthers are not interested in Baker Mayfield, nor is he interested in the Panthers. It is the first time in history I've ever seen a player that wants to be traded have mutual disinterest in going to another team. I don't really know who that says more about, the Panthers or Baker Mayfield. I'm going to come with a hot take, Rob, and I said this to Mark yesterday, and I kind of want to reiterate it the more I've thought about it the last 24 hours. Jimmy G, Baker Mayfield, you know, the lower tier crop of quarterback they have left available to them now, not via draft. I'm convinced Sam Darnold will be better with the Panthers in 2022 than either of those guys would be. He knows the system. He has something to prove. I told Mark this too. It was blatantly obvious the Carolina Panthers had their whole offensive scheme built around Christian McCaffrey, and they had absolutely no backup once he went out. They can game plan for that this year. McCaffrey will be back. The signings they made in free agency since being out on Deshaun Watson have been elite, to be quite honest with you. The offensive line is probably 10 times better than it was already at the start of last year. Rob, do you agree with me that Baker Mayfield is not the right fit in Carolina?
I would take Baker over Sam Darnold. Doesn't make him the right fit in Carolina. Here's the play I've got for you. So the Panthers have signed 2 more offensive linemen. That position's already better. The offensive line as a unit is already better than it was 3 weeks ago. To me, still makes a number 6 overall pick as an offensive lineman a good pick, but we have to find a quarterback, right? I think at the end of the day, we all agree on one thing, which is Darnold ain't the guy. So here's the direction that I want to go with it. Now, whether or not this is the direction Matt Rule goes, I don't know, because again, Matt Rule is in a spot now where he's got 1 year to save his job. And whether that means make the playoffs or have a rookie quarterback that shows a lot of promise to justify keeping him around, I'm not sure yet. But the thought that I give it is this, Owen. I go, I'm doing whatever I need to do to get rid of Darnold. The cap is right now really good to the Panthers. They're over $29 million under the cap. They are the best in terms of cap space in the NFL. So what I'm doing right now is I'm finding somebody who wants to bring in Sam Darnold as a backup. Even if I got to pay some of that contract, so be it. It's already dead money anyway because he's not playing next year, at least not as a starter. I'm bringing back Cam for 1 year, and I'm drafting Malik Willis, right? Because what I'm doing here is I'm bringing back Cam. Cam's now got a full off season because remember he came in midseason last year, so nobody expected him to hit the ground as a Pro Bowler. I'm bringing in Cam. I'm giving him a full year. He's got experience under Matt Rule's system. He gets a full off season to learn under Ben McAdoo and his offense to grain himself in with the Panthers offense to be the starter. Then with the 6 overall, I'm drafting Malik Willis. I like Malik Willis. I know all the Panthers staff were at Kenny Pickett's pro day. I hope that was a smokescreen so that if anybody is thinking of trading ahead of Carolina to get a quarterback, they trade up and take Kenny Pickett and leave Malik on the board. I bring in Malik Willis. I let Malik have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever many games it takes to train under Cam, to get up to speed, to watch Cam process the playbook, etc. And then when it's time, I make the switch to Malik Willis, unless Cam has us on a playoff trajectory. I make the switch to Malik and give him time to grow. That accomplishes a few things. Number one, PR-wise, you give Cam his shot to go out there and genuinely earn a fun send-off by Panthers fans. Number two, it gives you Malik, a guy that I think has Russell Wilson potential down the line and buys him some time to learn the league instead of just throwing him into the fire. 3, it doesn't kill the cap space that you have left over. And 4, it lets you keep a fast-paced quarterback that has a lot of options for playmaking ability to spread out the football around Christian McCaffrey since he's clearly going to be back. That's where I go, Owen Watterson.
Here's my problem with drafting a quarterback, period. And you alluded to it at the beginning of everything you were saying about how Matt Rule has to win this year. As much as I know this fan base needs hope, they need a quarterback. Re-signing Cam has to be a top priority to me, whether you draft a quarterback or not. If Sam Darnold comes back and they run Sam and Cam back out there again, I mean, that is not a reliable strategy. We've seen it. But to have both of those guys, at least you can bounce them off of each other and you have a better idea of how to use them together. With that said, Matt Rule has got to make the playoffs, or at least come close to competing with the Tampa Bay Bucks now that Brady's back in winning that division. I feel like finishing second would be an accomplishment. Fighting for a wild card spot, I feel like, is kind of where they're hovering and know they got to be. I don't think they're going to beat Tampa Bay once, definitely not twice. And that's where I get confused on Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett, because I don't know how they're going to handle that situation. A bridge quarterback, whether they decide to play him at any point this next season or not, with Cam, Sam, ahead of them as a mentor, they're probably not going to make the playoffs, which means Matt Rule loses his job. Now, is Scott Fitterer, the GM, much happier to take, the next best step in the direction for the franchise in favor of it not being what's best for Matt Rule's job? I hope so. I'm not sure, though. I really don't know what direction they're going to go in. And this draft is building up with how crazy this NFL offseason has been. We just figured out, if you haven't seen the news, Rob, that Tyreek Hill is about to be traded from the Kansas City Chiefs. This NFL offseason is nuts, and I expect the draft to be the same way. They could go a number of directions. I love Malik Willis and think he could be a franchise guy in Carolina, especially with Cam, who they both went to the same high school. They're both from Atlanta. He's always looked up to Cam. I feel like it's the most perfect fit for Malik in the NFL, but I don't think it lands you anywhere near the playoffs, and that's the problem within and of itself. They got to figure something out.
So here's what I'll say. And Owen, I got to run, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for jumping on board and being the first caller. Thank you. And thanks to all of y'all that have listened for the first time today. Here's what I'm going to say. Matt Rule, if it is true that he has 1 year to save his job, right? And I think that's speculation. I think it's something we all want to believe is true, but I think it is speculation. Matt Rule's got a year to save his job. Does that require making the playoffs? I do not think it means he has to make the playoffs. I think even if Carolina was in good shape right now, you recognize what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, right? Like, that's a really good program with Tom Brady, and Brady's back. I don't think making the playoffs is the minimum. I think that Matt Rule needs to be able to end this year and go, we will make the playoffs next year. And people believe it. Not just say it. People believe it. And with a rookie quarterback, again, you're rolling the dice here. But if Malik shows up, rolls the dice on Malik, he shows up and he puts up some stats, it's great. It's great. Matt Rule can go, look, we got a rookie guy. He put up numbers. The offense, accelerated because of him. Let's go in that direction. I think that's a good play. I think it's a good play. And again, I know a lot of people aren't excited about having Cam back. But who is going to prepare Malik better than Cam, right? Cam in his younger days played a similar style of football to Malik. Maybe a little more physical, a little more brutal run style than Malik, but a little bit more physical. Who better to train Malik than Cam Newton? And honestly, you're going to have Sam Darnold do it? What are you going to gain from that? What's Malik going to gain from that? You might as well just throw Malik into the fire. I'd rather just have Malik Willis start or Kenny Pickett start than play Sam Darnold. But if I can get Malik and have Cam train him up for 5, 6, 7 games, that's the way to go. You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, let's finish the show the way that we have always finished the show in the past. It is time, my friends, to play a little game that we like to call Twitter Trending Topics. Twitter Trending Topics, where Timmy is going to give me the top items trending on Twitter, and we are going to tell you why they are trending. Don't worry about the bumper. We're good. We're already in it. Tim's going to tell me what's trending on Twitter. I'm going to give you 30 to 45 seconds about what I know about it. And if I'm right, great. And if I'm not, Tim tells us why it's trending. Give me the first one, Timmy.
All right. Up first, we got the Jets and Dolphins are the two teams now vying for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. So Tyreek Hill is trending on Twitter right now. Tyreek Hill is trending because Adam Schefter reported just a few minutes ago that the Kansas City Chiefs were working on an extension with Tyreek Hill, in which they were going to try to make Tyreek Hill potentially the highest paid player in the National Football League. But for some reason, and I don't think I can't imagine it's the money, right? Not if they're going to make him the number one paid player in the league. I can't imagine what the contract fall apart would be over, but it did. And so the Chiefs have given Tyreek's agent permission to seek a trade, and apparently the Dolphins are in the mix right now to make a trade, as are the Jets. So the AFC East big in on Tyreek Hill. I find that very interesting. We'll break that down tomorrow on the show. Also trending on Twitter right now. I'm just going to run through these real quick, Tim, if you don't mind, because we're at the end of the show. The Undertaker is trending on Twitter right now. And honestly, no idea why the guy's trending. I like this about Twitter. For all the hate that social media gets sometimes, sometimes social media is cool, man. And right now, The Undertaker is trending because it's just appreciating The Undertaker. 25 years ago today, The Undertaker main evented WrestleMania for the first time. He would then go on to have a 27-match WrestleMania win streak until he lost at WrestleMania 30 to Brock Lesnar. And I was in the building for that. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. That is going to do it for the show today. To those of you that are new to the Rob Brown Show in this new time slot, I am greatly appreciative of you. Thank you much for sticking around. I very much look forward to doing the show for you every day. I look forward to hearing you guys get involved with the show every day. I am super appreciative of you joining with us on the show every day. For those of you that followed me over from the lunch hours, welcome to the new and improved Rob Brown Show. We are going to have a great time. And to all of you, thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen, to what I consider the best damn sports talk radio station in all the nation. You are listening to the Fan Upstate.
How can I hear me?
I should have already rolled, right? Yes, 3:45.
No, I thought it was 55.
No, 53:45, 2:55 is the sports flash. Hey, stream, I'll see you guys tomorrow.